The Best Picture Showdown was an Oscar Sunday staple, and we're bringing it back today with the five films that were nominated for Best Picture 50 years ago at the 47th Academy Awards: Chinatown, Conversation, Lenny, Towering Inferno, and the winner, The Godfather Part 2. I'm Austin Johnson,
I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
and this is a Filmgazm bonus. Good to be back with you, man. The 96th Academy Awards are very, very close, just about a week away. Pretty crazy that how fast they come about when just life catches up. But we've got something really, really special in store for the listeners today. And I kind of want to maybe remind people what we used to do on Oscar Sunday, an Oscar-based show, obviously, that we used to do on Filmgazm. And we would do, like these kind of 5 episode swings where we would do, say episode 1 was, Fight Club, and episode 2 is, Brokeback Mountain, and episode 3 is In Bruges, and episode 4 is Toy Story. And then that fifth episode, every fifth episode on Oscar Sunday was always a Best Picture Showdown, which means we'd pick a ceremony. We'd both watch every single Best Picture nominee, and then we would rank them. And that's what we're going to do today. We have done 21 of these. Today makes 22. And the range we go from is 1945 all the way to 2020. These were so rewarding, so much fun, allowed us to watch a lot of movies we had never seen or revisit movies that we loved and to compare them against each other, rank them personally. I mean, I speak for both of us when I say it truly was an absolute blast, and it's going to be a blast to bring it back today.
Dude, that was one of the most rewarding things we've gotten to do with this podcast thing, which has just, opened my eyes continuously to all sorts of different films and decades of film and filmmakers. And Oscar Sunday did that more than any other project we've ever done. And the showdowns, I have all, prior to doing this, I always thought like the film that won Best Picture was the best picture. It was the film of that year. It was. And most of the time I've learned, no, not really. There's usually an outlier, something that, quote unquote, deserved it more. And to discover those films on my own and learn that has been really a dream come true as a film buff. I've become the film buff I've wanted to be, thanks to largely to Oscar Sunday and to you. So thanks for having that idea and leading all those episodes. It was great.
Oh, dude, it was my pleasure. It was a really cool way for you and I to, go down this movie journey together and try new stuff. Again, a lot of the time we would be able to rewatch stuff that we already loved and kind of, revitalize that passion. So, I mean, yeah, it's the best. So I have here the 21 other ceremonies that we covered. And I'm curious to hear, first off, can you name the winner? And can you name the one that you actually ranked the highest for each one?
Ooh, all right. I'll see if I can.
I'm pretty confident you're gonna knock it out of the park. But so I'm gonna go chronologically. We did these all over the place. Like the very first one we ever did was 1979. That'd be the 52nd Academy Awards. That's a year that's very, very important to both of us because that was the first proper Best Picture Showdown that we did, and we kind of went all over the place. We'd go to the 80s, go to the 90s, go to the 40s. We'd go everywhere. But I'm going to list them chronologically to give it a little more order. The oldest one we've done, and I do want to say, with the old stuff, we would have done a lot more of those because we loved watching old movies we had never seen, and that happened a lot with the 30s, 40s, 50s ceremonies. But man, some of them have tons of movies in the category, and a lot of them are not accessible. And our rule was we have to watch all of them.
Yeah.
not once did we skip on that. Not once were we like, we couldn't get to it. Fuck it. We fucking, if we had to, we crunched that movie in right before recording, and we did the thing. So I'm very proud of them. And I do wish we could have done some more old ones, but a lot of them they just gotta have some titles that you have a hard time getting around to. But with that being said, the earliest one we did is the 18th Academy Awards, 1945. So give me the winner and which one you chose as your favorite.
Oh, 45. Um, shit.
There's two really good movies, the winner and the one that we both kind of fell in love with.
I want to say The Lost Weekend.
Yep.
Okay, that was the winner. Uh, and Mildred Pierce was
Yep. That's right. That's the one too. Those movies rule.
Yeah, those were both fantastic.
We talked about Mildred Pierce last week when you picked Joan Crawford.
Yeah. I remember, yeah, that year was we also had Anchors Away, so fuck that movie.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, The Lost Weekend tackled alcoholism in an era where, a lot of films are just squeaky clean, fluff for the most part. But Billy Wilder was like, no, I got some shit to say. And, brought Ray Milland in to hammer it home. And I see why that won Best Picture. It was an astonishingly bleak film, but a very important one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's definitely one of the ones that I was really thankful for the show. It was like the show gave back to us last weekend. And Mildred Pierce, I think we both kind of had circled as a movie we wanted to see, and got it fucking delivers. But the Lost Weekend, I just kind of, a lot of some of those old winners, you just kind of like, we'll see. You have kind of a skepticism about it, but man, it is good. So both of those two, for sure, we both recommend very highly. The year we did the next year, 19th Academy Awards, 1946.
Yeah.
Now, there's one that you really, really love from this year, and I think you know what it is.
Yeah, I believe the winner then was The Best Years of Our Lives.
Correct.
And my favorite film from that year was definitely It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
Yeah. I still like. I get the reverence between the best, for the best years of your lives. It's a post World War II. America was, resettling from the trauma of that war, and this film kind of represented all of that, and I appreciate that big time. But Jimmy Stewart saved Christmas, and we all need to appreciate that a little more.
Yeah, dude, it's a classic. I think most people, about 99.9%, would say the movie that they think of when 1946 is Jimmy Stewart, and the Christmas ordeal. Yeah, but I love Best Years of Our Lives. I think it's awesome. It's like you said, it's kind of a slog. It's like not an easy one to just put on a Tuesday night, but I do think it's very rewarding, and I understand why it won. That year also has like Razor's Edge, The Yearling, I think.
Yep, and Henry V.
Yeah, not great.
Nope. Olivier Shakespeare, relationship bullshit, and some kid with a deer. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm good on that group except for those top two, Best Years of Our Lives and It's a Wonderful Life. Fast forward 7 years, 26th Academy Awards, 1953.
From Here to Eternity.
So good.
Yeah, I love that because we've done so many of these and because we're so frequent with all this shit, I don't have Wikipedia up. This is all out of my head.
I would expect nothing less, my friend.
Yeah, that movie was a fantastic kind of anti-war pro-relationship drama that gave us just, Burt Lancaster at his burliest, his manliest, his, with his tiny shorts and his big heart.
Yep. And I believe Sinatra won.
He did. Sinatra and Donna Reed both won for that.
Yeah, and Montgomery Clift is great in that movie. Yeah. Oh man, I am struggling. I know that's the year Roman Holiday came out, and Shane. But is there another one that you liked a lot? Because you weren't too hot on those.
I was not. The other two were Julius Caesar, which I
and the Robe,
and the Robe. Yeah, that dumbass. What was it like? Richard Burton helped kill Jesus and suddenly feels pretty bad about it.
Yeah, I I think Roman Holidays, it's gonna hurt some people. I think it's a little overrated.
Yeah.
Um, Shane, I need to see again because I've heard far too many times people be like, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong about it." Because I thought it was fine. I thought like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Uh, and people are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like you need to go back and give that another go. So I might do that one day, but I feel like from my perspective, From Here to Eternity is way better than all of them.
Yeah, Roman Holiday it happened one night in a different wrapper. It was the same story. Just Colbert and Gable did it way better. Um,
I agree.
yeah, you're gonna give me, Frank Capra or anybody else, I'm gonna go Capra. Uh, but I mean, it's just yeah, that's a no-brainer to me. I really wanted to like Julius Caesar. Brando as Mark Anthony doing Shakespeare. He was great, but I those old Shakespeare movies were just so repetitive and similar,
Mm.
and none of them stood out. They were all just the same thing over and over and over again. At least nowadays, when somebody does Shakespeare, they, shake it up a little bit. No pun intended.
Yeah. I mean, you absolutely have to nowadays because they've all been done to fucking hell. So, yeah, I just think it's not a great year, but we did get an awesome winner. From Here to Eternity did really well at that ceremony, and it's legit. I recommend it. The next year, well, the next ceremony, we skip 7 years. 1960, 33rd Academy Awards.
Ah, The Apartment
And
and Elmer Gantry.
fucking Elmer Gantry, dude. So good. That's my favorite of that group. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, that I own both of those movies on Blu-ray because I needed them around me at all times. Uh and there's both just there it's hard for me to pick a favorite there because they're both such fantastic works of creative artistic liberty and represent very different emotions coming into the 60s, which is so, anti-religion, anti-organized religion, and very much, anti-traditional relationships as well. Just kind of embracing those two ideals right out the gate into a very controversial decade of free love and anti-establishmentism, which fucking worked. And then you got John Wayne trying to force his way in there with the fucking Alamo.
I'm John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving, Pilgrims.
Doing that when we did that John
uh,
Wayne like focus episode on Filmgazm and just watching all of those movies, it did all start to feel like fucking John Wayne at the first Thanksgiving. Like it was the same shit every single time.
yeah, dude. I'm very grateful for that episode because we got to rewatch The Apartment. It's great, awesome. Way ahead of its time. But the fact that it gave us Elmer Gantry is we can never you know repay that debt. it's it's so good. I have the utmost respect for Lancaster as a performer, and I feel like so many actors we love from the 21st century love that performance.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. I mean, I had seen some of Bert's work prior. I seen a film we're going to talk about next prior, but he was center
Mm.
stage here playing such a weirdly likable but definitely despicable character that you shouldn't like, but he was so goddamn he was conning us as he was conning the fucking characters, and just realizing that was so rewarding. And you don't feel the runtime. It's such a cool movie. I bought the book too. I'm gonna read that at some point. Uh, I love it, and I love The Apartment too. But Elmer Gantry is a movie I really haven't stopped thinking about.
I'm 100% with you. Whereas Sundowners, Sons and Lovers, The Alamo, I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see those again.
Yeah,
like,
Sons and
they can't.
Lovers was weird. It was like, I know the movie you want to make, you freaks. So, but your Hollywood won't let you do it right now. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of weird, like borderline incest going on in that movie. I mean, just you can tell from the fucking title.
Yeah.
And then the Sundowners was just boring.
Yeah, just like no thanks. Very like 1960, just like,
Especially since
whatever.
I'm a Robert Mitchum fan. I know what he's capable of when you just let him do his thing. So he felt restrained as hell in that, and the film suffered for it.
100%. Now, you had just mentioned the following year.
Mm.
It's 1961. 34th Academy Awards. Yeah, a couple of bangers.
Yeah, this was a fantastic year for the most part, but the win went to West Side Story, which I've been very vocal about my problems with. It's a uh very brown-faced movie that I find very insincere. And I don't like dancing gangs. I'm not threatened by that at all. I feel like I
Yeah.
could kick the Sharks and the Jets asses like alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Like in my sleep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not just, yeah. We're like the wrong guys to go to talk about West Side Story. Like, I get it, the choreography, the music, and all that,
Yeah.
but there's like way too many problems I have with it to be a Best Picture winner.
Yeah. And then you got Fanny, which is just a blight on it. It's an acne scar on the face of cinema.
It's so bad.
It took me
Oh,
like a fucking week to watch it, and it's like an hour 40. I kept
yeah.
watching
And
it in like
yeah.
20-minute increments and being like, I feel like I'm losing a piece of myself every time I had to sit down and watch this. I was almost like, I'm just going to tell him I finished it, but I couldn't do that to you.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah. Fanny, I don't like just full on hating on movies because I know they're hard to make and I have no like I've never had to make a movie, so but man, come on. Come on, this is all you got, I just yeah, it's probably my least favorite movie we watched in the entirety of Oscar Sunday.
Uh, I don't know. I think my vote still goes to Faces. But yeah.
Yeah, I like Faces, so yeah, we differ on that one. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think Faces and the Tree of Life are your yeah.
Tree of Life. Yeah, I'm not I cannot do a Malik hate rant right now.
Yeah, it's not the place.
No. Then we had the Guns of Navarone, which
Pretty
fucking
good, pretty
kicked
good.
ass.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Gregory Peck, Anthony Quinn, and David Niven versus Nazis with a big ass gun. Yeah, I'll take that.
yeah. I enjoyed that one. I think it was entertaining.
Yeah. Then the fucking Hustler. Mm,
So good, so good. Borderline masterpiece. It
Fast
is
Eddie fucking.
epic.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, Paul Newman, is anybody as fucking cool as 1961 Paul Newman? No way.
That poster of him like leaning over the pool table with the cigarette is it doesn't get much more iconic than that. It really doesn't.
Yeah, he's the man. God, I love him.
If you could put like a face on cinema in the 60s, it's Paul Newman.
Yeah, Newman. Yeah, and then Redford. I love that they like did. Obviously there's a big one later on in the decade. He's just so dominant and such a force in The Hustler. And in the movie, man, like it's not just a actor showcase. It is a great movie. But if we're both being honest with ourselves, the best movie from that bunch is Judgment at Nuremberg.
I will never forgive the Academy for largely shutting out Judgment at Nuremberg in favor of fucking when you're a jet, you're a jet. I don't fucking care. This is a beautiful movie about the irreparable consequences of Nazi Germany. And it is led by an incredible cast. Maximilian Schell, Spencer Tracy, Montgomery Clift, Burt Lancaster, Marlena Dietrich, Judy Garland. My God. And every second of it is electrifying and poignant and unforgettable and unforgiving and just amazing that this was even made. The scars of World War II were not fucking healed yet. Like this movie was necessary. And I still think it's an absolute masterpiece and one of the greatest films I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just shy of 180 minutes, but it's worth every second.
I bought this along with Elmer Gantry. I found this website called Kino Lorber that sells Blu-rays of classics that you can't really get elsewhere. I bought those two together, and that just felt right.
That's really cool. A 1960, 1961 double feature.
Oh,
Great stuff. That's the last. We only went to the 60s twice, so we're jumping ahead 10 years. 1971, one of my favorite years.
I think we all know what took Best Picture that year. The French Connection, my friend.
Yes. 44th Academy Awards. Classic.
Ah, what was it? What was the? You ever stub your toe in Poughkeepsie? something like
You're
that.
picking your feet. Yeah.
Picking your feet in Poughkeepsie. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Ah, that movie is so fucking electric. I've seen it a handful of times now, and every time I'm just like, this is gold, my friend. Like, holy hell.
Yeah. Yeah. It's some of the best. Some of the best filmmaking, and just really cool that it got rewarded so many times at that ceremony. And still, over 50 years later, still like stands the test of time. We did that showdown as a 50th anniversary 3 years ago, dude. What the hell?
Jesus, where does it go?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And that year had there was only one real weak point with Nicholas and Alexandra, which is, a overlong biopic of the last days of the Romanovs. Uh does not match the vibe of these other four films that are
Mm,
very much like,
no.
you can see the future of cinema in those films, and then this thing like a ball and chain trying to hold them all back in old Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't. Yeah, so that ceremony, I get like three of those movies are tens for me. Last Picture Show, Clockwork Orange, French Connection, and Fiddler on the Roof is pretty fucking good too. And then you got that Nicholas and Alexandra. I don't understand. Like, dude, it could have been one of the best groups ever if they would have substituted for something else.
I was fully prepared to hate Fiddler on the Roof. It was like a 3 hour musical about like a guy trying to sell his daughter. I was like, are you serious? And then I watched it and I'm like, this is fucking infectious. And If I Were a Rich Man has not left my head ever since.
Straight up, dude. Yeah, love that movie. Yeah, that was you're right. I was so shocked by it. Just turned it on, kind of like, I'll be half paying attention tonight. I ended up being locked into that movie. So yeah, it's a great group. One of my favorites outside of that last one. So I think it's great. I think we both kind of fell into like, okay, Clockwork Orange is like way too fucked up to give Best Picture. So like, whereas French Connection, it is like, oh my god, just look at this. Like, if you have a pulse, how do you not like love this movie?
Mhm.
And Last Picture Show is one of the most human stories I've ever encountered. Rest in peace, Bogdanovich. You're like, he was just a master of the that kind of that shit that just makes us human. That whatever that material is, whatever that piece of magic, movie making
He,
magic. He had it.
he was a genius at realizing the connective tissue between life moments.
Mm,
You
there
know,
you go.
just like the shit we got to do to get from A to B that isn't shown in movies. He made complete pictures out of that. And
Mm,
The Last Picture Show and Paper Moon are arguably his masterpieces, and both those films really just deal with, you know, the shit we got to do to be alive, to be a part of this world. And I really am glad I discovered both those films because they were they were beautiful.
yeah, man. It kind of crazy that we have a crazy movie from Kubrick, rest in peace, masterpiece from Friedkin, rest in peace, and a masterpiece from Bogdanovich, rest in peace. Like, these guys were just like, what a fucking gauntlet of directors. So
And
they're all like, arguably, like, depending on who you are, that might be your favorite movie by those guys. Like, all of them. It's crazy.
and we also lost Norman Jewison from Fiddler on the Roof.
There you go. Yeah,
I
there you
think
go.
I think like what, last month?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you texted me, yeah, about a month ago. That's right.
Damn.
Fucking forgot about that. Jesus.
An entire generation of geniuses is dying off at an accelerated rate, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, man. I was talking about that kind of stuff to a friend at work yesterday, and he was just like, "Yeah, I guess you just don't realize, He was like, when something is 50 years old and you love it, chances are the people who made it are fairly old. Like, it's just the way of life. It's really sad, but
Mm.
we have always been people who try our hardest to appreciate them, give them flowers while they're here. Yeah, great year. 1971 rules. 1972, not as much. We do have an absolute, maybe the greatest movie ever made, The Godfather.
Yeah.
That one. You have Cabaret, which is also fantastic, Bob Fosse film. But those other three, I know you're not crazy about Deliverance. and then you have the 2.5 hour The Immigrants, and then Sounder, just like not very memorable.
Yeah.
So, but you have Godfather, like you have this ultimate like ace up your sleeve with this category in this movie that's it goes beyond important.
I do think I owe Deliverance another shot, which I will give it in the future. But Sounder felt like a TV movie that somehow wandered
Yeah,
past security. Like I don't know how that movie ended up as far as it got. And I remember the pain in the ass it was to get a hold of The Immigrants. Like you had to shell out for the Criterion Blu-ray because that was the only way to watch it.
yeah, I mean, I'll always keep it just because it's a really beautiful case and all that. But I don't. I enjoyed maybe out of the 150 minutes, I enjoyed like 45 of them. So that's not a great batting average. And like you said, Sounder feels just like outdated and not very proper filmmaking. Deliverance, I do like, and I do think it'll grow on you on a second watch
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, Godfather Cabaret is a great 1-2 punch, man. That is like the two really strong movies that everyone should obviously watch.
Yeah, Cabaret seemed like it was gonna dominate that year, and it did for the excuse me, for the most part, but didn't take that top honor. Which yeah, against the Godfather, even then, I'm sure people were like, there's something about this mob drama that's gonna live forever. And
Yeah,
yeah. And Cabaret, I also was like, I'm probably gonna hate this because I'm not the biggest Fosse guy, but I really liked it. It was cute. And I liked the whole free spirit thing. I liked it was interesting to see, kind of the subtlety of like the Nazis showing up. Like, every scene there's a Nazi, there's another Nazi. Like they get, it's not a big part of the movie, but if you're paying attention, you're like, oh shit, World War II is about to happen. And yeah, I was surprised at that. Good movie.
yeah, quality stuff. Yeah, Fosse. Yeah, I love him. Cabaret, Lenny, all that jazz. Yeah, I think that's a triple threat. That's awesome. All right. 52nd Academy Awards. Very important for Oscar Sunday, important for you and I.
Mm.
1979.
Kramer versus Kramer.
Mm,
God, what a film.
yeah. Yeah. The film that took down Apocalypse Now. Wow.
Yeah. The yeah. What a
Crazy.
it is it's hard to believe, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
It's what's his name from yeah, it's like Colonel Kill it's what Captain Willard, was Kramer versus Kramer and Apocalypse Now was Kurtz. Just, completely prepared to take over and then Willard snuck in there and took it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. Um, but yeah, I get it. When we first started doing this, I was like, I am going to go to bat for Apocalypse Now. Nothing could have defeated this honorably. Like something happened, and then I watched Kramer versus Kramer, and I was in tears watching one of the best father son stories I've ever seen in my life. And it is just it makes perfect sense that that's the film that won Best Picture. It is the best picture of that year, and I think from that point I had thought like I'd had a pretty firm grip on what the Best Picture Showdown was going to be for us, and all that kind of slipped away with Kramer versus Kramer, and I had to kind of regroup what this was going to be for me personally. And I'm so glad I did that because I had to be malleable for what this was going to be. You can't go in firmly thinking that's the movie because you are probably going to be wrong, no matter how many times you've seen any of these. It's all about the moment and it's about the context. And
Mm.
Kramer versus Kramer did that for me. That's one of the most incredible, beautiful films I've ever seen.
Yeah. I fucking love that movie. But I also love all that jazz, and I love Norma Ray, and
Mm.
I actually quite like Breaking Away. It's a strong group.
It is. It is a very strong group. Norma Ray is, became one of our collective favorites, and
Yes.
all that jazz I didn't really care for, but that's more of a me thing. And Breaking Away was just a funny, movie about a teenager who idolized some real dicks.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Yeah. Breaking Away. I just, we should have known, this Dennis Christopher, Dennis Quaid, Daniel Stern, Jackie Earl Haley. Like, And I just went into it so kind of like, we'll see, that one and Norma Ray. Like you said, it just kind of like you mentioned with the Kramer vs. Kramer. When we did that first showdown and we committed to those 5 movies, and you had to get a DVD of Norma Ray and you let me borrow it, and like we went, we kind of did this back and forth, let's figure this out together thing. And then we quickly realized this is going to be way cooler than we anticipated. This is going to be a way more interesting project. These Best Picture showdowns, we give each other a month to watch all these films, and come recording time, we'll bring our thoughts to the table. And we were like, wow, what a year to start it with. I mean, fucking A. And not to mention that there's a movie sitting on the outside looking in called Alien. It is just a fantastic year for movies, and looking ahead to the 1980s and saying like, good luck, my friend.
Oh yeah, the '80s, the most disappointing year of Best Picture.
Yeah. Yes, good luck. we all 10 of us are perfect, so have fun with that. Yeah, 70s winners are on another level. Speaking of 80s, we went there twice, and this first time pretty disappointing as far as the winner goes. 1981.
Bah, 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 bah. Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
What a pointless waste of a movie, I gotta say. Just like, I can run fast for my country. No, I can run fast for my country. Well, what if we ran fast together?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you serious? That's what you got? That's all you got? That's what beat Raiders? Are you fucking kidding me?
That beat Raiders, which is one of the best movies of all, best like American entertaining movies ever. Even Golden Pond's way better. Atlantic City is certainly better. And what's the other one?
Reds.
Even Reds is this fucking 200-minute epic with crazy good performances throughout. Somehow stays engaging for that long, for over 3 hours, and it's way better than Chariots of Fire. Yet we're gonna choose the worst one. Yeah. I cannot handle it.
If you were to come to me at that, before we'd done that episode, if you were to come to me and say, hey man, I'm free this weekend, do you want to watch a 3.5 hour Warren Beatty Russian drama about the Bolsheviks? I'd be like, I'd be making up plans that I don't have to avoid doing that. But what a movie. I was stunned. I'm like, this is fucking good.
Yeah. Will I watch it again? Probably not for a long time, because of how long it is and how much like it requires. And I don't know in what context I would watch it, unless I'm doing a Jack Nicholson thing, or a Warren Beatty thing, or Diane Keaton. I don't know like what context I would watch it again, but I did walk away like, wow. I mean, Warren Beatty's really fucking going for it here. He's not dicking around.
Nah.
And I respect it, and I think it's a cool performance showcase as well. Obviously, Beatty, being the performer he was, is good at getting shit out of people.
I found out that he has been making micro sequels to Dick Tracy every year since like 1990, so he doesn't have to sell the rights off. Like, he makes like 5-minute videos of him in costume and has them registered as sequels, and it counts. It's the most petty shit I've ever heard of.
Warren Beatty, don't change, man.
Like, what does he think? Like, Dick Tracy is not this giant profitable IP. I don't get why he's holding on to that.
No, it's not. That's hilarious. He's gone insane. Yeah.
Yeah. On Golden Pond resonated with me largely because it reminded me of my grandparents.
Yeah.
And Atlantic City was such a cool kind of, I won't say swan song, because Bert hung on for a good like 8 more years.
Yeah.
But it does feel like kind of the end of his career. Like, it's like Elmer Gantry, his shit caught up with him almost. It's cool. And see, him and Susan Sarandon had surprisingly great chemistry for the age difference. And yeah, that movie was great. It was like, the old mob movies being eaten alive by the new mob movies.
Yeah, I love that one. I've been wanting to revisit it. I've had this itch. I like really responded to that one, and And a lot of my favorite filmmakers, I've heard them, when they're referencing certain movies, I've heard a lot of them reference that one as a favorite, and it makes sense. It makes sense that the Safdie brothers would be in love with, Atlantic City. It just adds up after you watch it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. Like hearing them talk about that movie was like, oh yeah, yep. I I understand you guys even more now. Uncut Gems makes more sense. uh, Good Time makes more sense. Yeah, 81 is a pretty good year outside of the winter. That shit'll happen.
Mm.
The other 80s year we did was 1986, the 59th Academy Awards. We briefly talked about this group last week when you chose Marley Matlin for the heist draft.
Yeah, Platoon was the big winner, and it's hard to argue against that. I get it. It's a fantastic film. The horrors of war, anti-Vietnam, Oliver Stone at his Oliver Stoniest. I get it. But Children of a Lesser God, I will go to bat for that movie every time. I will. It is a fantastic drama, and Hurt and Matlin are just so fucking perfect together, despite whatever issues they may have had off camera. Uh, I won't talk about that now, but that film as a self-contained unit is marvelous. It's a masterpiece of drama and romantic tension and acceptance. Uh, Fantastic. And then those other movies are there too.
Yeah. Hannah and her sisters. Yeah, it's fine. The Mission and A Room with a View, just not very memorable. Not really best picture quality, but yes, those top two are definitely they belong. And I would have been totally okay with Children of Lesser God taking that award. Yeah, 80s was brief for us because we tried to stay away. Uh, Now, what we did do is we would do movies that were one-off 80s movies that weren't Best Picture nominees. We'd find, Back to the Future, right? Movies that Dead Poet Society, movies that weren't winners, but were, won other stuff or were in other categories. And we had a lot of fun with those movies. Like we have a lot of favorites from that decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Back to the Future was like an absolute treat to do with you. That was really cool.
Outside of the Academy, the 80s is my favorite decade of film. I mean, obviously, like I have favorites throughout every decade, but the 80s is special to me just from the amount of like wacky creativity that was being made, the directors who came up, like, Zemeckis and Spielberg and all those. It was just such a rewarding decade of entertainment for me.
Yeah, it's got so many amazing movies, especially like in your realm, the genre of filmmaking.
All films I grew up with. Like those are my sacred tablets.
Yeah. Don't mess with the Thing. All right. Yeah, that's ours. Yeah, God, the Thing. There's a reason we never did 1982 because we would have just talked about how the Thing should have won everything. 1991. Big Five winner, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah, this was Caleb's one and only showdown because he.
You know what? I'm grateful that he did one. I'm really grateful.
I'm impressed, honestly. Like Caleb, if you're listening to this, because I know you are. I think you're a Godfather fan. You might listen to this one. Props, way to go for sticking with it because those aren't fucking easy. And I know that a lot of those films are not your cup of tea, but you know what? Thanks for playing in our sandbox for a little bit.
Yes, no, I was really grateful, and I loved how he had the same reaction to Prince of Tides that we did.
Yeah, that movie, I was fully prepared for that to be the weakest link. Nick Nolte and Barbara Streisand falling in love at the beach. Like, who fucking cares? But I do. I care. That movie was so emotional and fucking brutal out of nowhere. One of the most like visceral, frightening scenes I've ever seen outside of horror because you are not prepared for what does happen, and I won't spoil it. So like if you watch it, you get the full moment. But fuck,
yeah, it is. Yeah, hell of a drama. It's crazy. A movie like that, a little over 30 years ago, can make $75 million. Like, God, what a time.
I missed the mid tier, blockbuster, the movie that was made for like a couple million that could make its money back over a weekend. Like streaming fucking killed that movie. I miss it.
Yeah, dude, no kidding.
Like I
But
just
this, but
read,
this,
and real
go
quick,
ahead.
I just read that the Gladiator 2 budget has ballooned to $315 million.
That makes me want to go into it angry.
Right? Like, what are you what are you paying for with this? Like, first off, it's a movie nobody asked for. And second, there's no fucking way it cost this much on purpose. This is insane. So anyway, yeah, I hate the balloon budgets. Every movie needs to be $1 billion success to work now, and I don't like that.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. Yeah, that movie's like kind of turned me off almost because of some of the news about it, and I'm just like, I this is not what it's for. This is not.
No.
This is not art making. This is just fucking who's got the big bucks.
I am not entertained.
Yeah, well said. We'll be getting to that year very soon. So yeah, the 64th Academy Award, Sounds of the Lambs, absolutely dominates, rightly so. It's fucking amazing. This is Beauty and the Beast, Bugsy. We mentioned Prince of Tides, and then of course a personal favorite for both of us, JFK.
Oh, fucking. Oh. Yeah, I never thought a movie about like a 3 hour movie about Oliver Stone's like conspiracy theory board in his like office was going to be a great movie, but it was Lamb's only real competition that year. It's an amazing film, and the only time I've ever really been like, well, that and The Untouchables are like the only times where I've been like, oh, Kevin Costner's really good in this.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat, man. Never been a huge fan, but he's obviously got a presence, but yeah, he's just really good in JFK. Everyone is, dude. Fucking like Tommy Lee Jones, like what the fuck? This guy is just throwing heaters nonstop. It is one of those movies that if you properly, sit down, let it like wash over you, you're gonna be changed. It's insane. I love it so much because of that kind of experience you can get from movies where you kind of come out of it. You kind of feel the runtime, but not in a bad way. You're almost exhausted. It's exhausted your senses, and it's taken everything out of you because your mind is constantly moving with the movie.
Yeah.
In the same way that like Zodiac does that to you. 2007, David Fincher just like it just rips your heart out and just like
Yeah.
I'm gonna operate on this thing for a while. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, there's something to be said about, the way we consume unsolved mysteries. We know that
Mm,
we're not going to get any kind of resolution here, so we just got to enjoy the ride. And
yeah,
JFK and Zodiac are like both have that. I won't not problem, but quality where
yeah. I didn't even think about that. The correlation between Zodiac. Yeah, I just thought of like epic, fucking, heart pounding movies.
yeah, yeah,
Good shit, dude. Yeah, 91. I'll never forget that because Caleb came on, and when we finally got to just talk about lambs, all of us were like little children in a candy shop, just ready to fucking talk about every little scene. So that was an absolute blast. You know what surprised me though was the year after that, 1992. We
Unforgiven.
got yeah. I mean, Unforgiven. We both went into it. We knew we liked this movie. I think we came out liking it more.
Yeah,
But I believe this is the first time you got to see A Few Good Men.
it was, and I think I
Oh,
picked that for my number one. Uh,
yeah, and rightly so, dude. I mean, oof.
yeah, turns out I can and am more than willing to handle the truth.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, give it to me, Jack.
what a
Yeah.
fuck yeah! I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to. Good.
You need me on that line.
Oh my god,
Uh,
you fucked with the wrong Marine. Like Jesus,
uh,
Jack. What? Oh,
he's
I love you, Jack.
way too good in that movie. Uh,
Oh yeah, that
you're
movie's a fucking.
goddamn right.
Oh, what a beautiful, fucking epic, mean ass movie. Yeah,
Yeah, just brutal. Like, and let's be honest, it's Jack. It's Jack that like Cruz is great. Demi, they do their job. You have Sorkin, doing that amazing screenplay, but it's Jack who comes in and makes the movie like untouchable.
yeah. He was. During I'm upset that he's retired. I get it. I'm glad he's living life his way, just Lakers games and chilling. Good for him. But
Yeah,
when he was, in his prime, which was like the late '60s to like 2005, um, he
yeah,
was He was lightning every single time. He was the most interesting man in the room. He was the most talented man in the room, and he always delivered. With the odd exception, I watched Pritzy's Honor yesterday, and I wasn't that impressed. But everything else,
Hey, it happens. It happens with the best sometimes too.
yeah.
God, dude. Every time I think about A Few Good Men, I'm like, should I just throw it on? Should I just?
I
Or,
found it.
oh,
I found it on the clear it shelf at Half Price Books a few months ago for $2. I was blown away. I bought it, and it's now at home where it belongs.
proudly on the shelf.
Yeah.
My favorite line from that speech, that Jessup speech, is when he says, "In my existence, while a grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives." Grotesque and incomprehensible is a fucking awesome little quote. Oh man, he's the goat, dude.
I've watched just that courtroom speech on Facebook
Oh
or YouTube just 100 times. I mean, it probably is taught in screenwriting classes all over the world as this is how you write fucking tension.
yes, indeed, man, indeed. The other movies, Howard Zinn. You really didn't like that one. I thought it was okay. Crying Game. I haven't really thought about that one like at all since I thought it was okay, but I really thought about it. And then Scent of a Woman, not bad, underrated.
Yeah, that I really like that. I'd always heard for years that that was the career win for Pacino that he didn't really deserve. Which there's an argument there for sure. Which if you want to talk about movies he deserved an Oscar for, well, we will get to that.
Yes, we will. Give us like 20-30 minutes. Yeah.
But I think he's fantastic as this very kind of an emotional man who's built a wall around himself that is finally starting to crumble. And I think that's a beautiful performance. It's very human, and it's not as outlandish as some of his other, it's not Tony Montana, it's not Michael Corleone, it's not Frank Serpico. It's just, a lonely blind veteran who's finally got somebody to talk to. Like, that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That doesn't always need to be this, enormous, larger than life, crazy ass performance. Sometimes it can just be a subtle, emotional moment. And I think that's what won him the Oscar.
Yeah, yeah. I would have voted for Denzel, but I also don't have, for Malcolm X, but I don't have like a huge problem with him winning. And we have to give him credit for being a part of the rise of Philip Seymour Hoffman. Uh,
Yeah.
in Scent of a Woman, he absolutely rips him to shreds. And PSH constantly said, people always, he would say that people always call Twister my kind of like my coming out, here we are, like I'm on the scene now. But he's like, I would always argue that it's Scent of a Woman because of who I got to work with and what that part gave me after that, just constant work. And it showed because in 93, 94, 95, he's just churning shit out as an actor. Not all great films, but he's working, and he always remembered watching Pacino. And that's like, okay, you need people to influence you and inspire you and to kind of create your own like monster, so we have to give him credit for that, man. Like he's one of the people we are in debt to for kind of allowing PSH to become our favorite actor of all time. So I'm forever grateful for that movie.
Yeah, that's important. That's very important. And I also realized I ironically, referred to Pacino's performance as subtle in this movie, where he is pretty much anything but. We all remember hoo-ah, so that's the movie. That's that movie. So I'm gonna walk back the subtle comment.
Al Pacino doesn't know subtle, other than like
No, he doesn't.
Other than obviously in Godfather Part Two, we'll definitely be talking about. I mean, he has moments of like this menacing like subtlety, but there's a fire, like an absolute fire burning within. And it's not like I'm just kind of listening. He's like, I am observing and picking apart every goddamn word you're saying. And it's fucking brilliant. He's the best. He's got one of the best faces ever. 1999, last 90s year that we did, obviously. Now, this to me could have been like the greatest best picture group of all time if they would have picked the right movies, but it ends up being okay.
Yeah, I agree with the winner, American Beauty, despite, its retroactive problems because of certain
Yeah.
people's certain diddling. Um,
Yeah.
it's hard to watch that without thinking about Kevin Spacey's problems and allegations,
Yeah.
but
But it's a good movie.
it is such a good, if you can just exist in the moment and not think about that shit, it is a great self-contained drama that I'm upset has kind of gotten thrown away because of all that shit.
Yeah, God, dude, when I watch it, I'm like, this is like fantastic. This is
Yeah,
a fantastic movie on its own, and great stuff from Sam Mendes. Yeah, I think it's great.
it is. It's fantastic. Did you hear about Sam Mendes doing the Beatles movies he's gonna be doing?
Cool.
He's been hired to do one film per Beatle about like so George Paul, John and Ringo
Oh,
are all getting a movie directed by Sam Mendes, and I guess they're gonna link up and shit. So
yeah,
that's the way to do it. I mean, for four iconic musicians like that, that way no one gets a back seat. I think that's a very smart way to do the Beatles.
yeah, I can dig that. That's like a cool project to do for that'll take up a lot of his career. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, he really, pulled off American Beauty, which is a very conceptual, kind of hard to explain movie, but he made it palatable and made it watchable. And I think it's great. I'm good at separating art from the artist. I can do that. I understand why a lot of people can't. I'm not gonna come at you for that. But I like to give the art its props, and I have to you got to remember the art is innocent. Like it didn't do anything.
Yeah, just there's so many people involved in a movie. Like I think faulting a movie for a guy or a couple people or whatever that were a part of it, and like just getting rid of the whole movie is just kind of it's kind of fucked up to do all the other people that worked so hard on it.
Yeah.
Um, Especially American Beauty, it's got so many amazing moving pieces from Thomas Newman to Alan Ball to Sam Mendes to Annette Bening and Chris Cooper. Like, there's so many people doing amazing work in that movie.
Yeah, there are. And I can relate to a guy like, to an extent like Lester who's just eking his way through life and then finally has a moment of like, fuck everything, it's my life. Like I love that kind of epiphany where it's just a guy who's like, I'm gonna do things my way for once. And I'm not gonna lie, that's inspired me a bit from time to time to just take charge of shit.
Yeah, like the scene when he's smoking weed and he's like, American woman, oh, bow, bow. It's like, fuck yeah, good for him.
For me, it's the drive through where he catches his wife with the lover and she starts like braiding him. And he's like, you don't get to tell me what to do anymore.
Yeah, he's like happy it happened. He's like, oh yes, now I can fulfill my destiny. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I just think it's an awesome movie. Yeah, 1999, great movie year, one of the best ever.
Mm.
And American Beauty belongs, in that conversation for one of the best from the year. That's the whole goal of Best Picture.
Yeah.
The other movies, I'm not saying they're bad, but like, dude, like we could have had like The Matrix and Fight Club, and Magnolia. Like, fuck.
Magnolia 100% should be here. Frankly, it probably should have won.
Oh man, hearing that makes my heart just pitter patter.
It is it's one of the most brilliant depictions of human life I've ever seen in a film, and I really wish that the Academy had been more generous with their handouts here because it got nominated, but it deserved more. Like yeah, especially over the Cider House Rules, which was a good movie but a
Yeah.
forgettable Oscar baity, terrible Michael Caine accent movie.
I like Sixth Sense. I like The Insider. I like Green Mile. Those are all. I'm not saying I'm none of those are bad. I don't think Cider House Rules is very good,
Yeah.
and it's definitely the one I would take out. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just this insane year of all these really talented, directors making these crazy good movies that have stood the test of time. Like The Matrix is still fucking amazing, and I really wish more movies like that got into the Best Picture group.
Well, the Academy has consistently on and often just pretty much ignored genre movies and popular movies and whatnot. To quote Amy Mann, it's not going to stop till they wise up.
Yes, great, great. I love that Magnolia. Magnolia Forever. We did the year after 1999, 2000,
Oh
starting
yeah.
out the 21st century. This is of course the year the Gladiator won.
Oh yeah. Fun fucking movie. That is, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's hard to even kind of quantify, like it's just really solid.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's awesome. It's Spartacus, but it's awesome. And
Yeah.
that's fine. Back when Ridley had, balls and could be bothered. Uh I it's it's I think it's my favorite film of those five, but there is there's a contest here. There's some lights out films here. And then there's, Chocolat.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, Crouching Tiger, awesome. So good. Aaron Brockovich, you have the Soderbergh double feature of Brockovich and Traffic.
Yeah. Which is, great. I don't think he should have been nominated for both. I think that's a little I think that's a dig to the other directors. Like, give him one, and you know,
Yeah, yeah. Which one do you take out?
Chocolat easily.
No, which one of the
Oh,
if you take out a Soderbergh?
probably Brockovich. I think he's doing a lot more with Traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Brockovich, but dude, I really liked Traffic.
Traffic, I like I really like Brockovich, mainly because Julia is just she's one this is one of those performances where I don't love the career of the actress, but I
Mhm.
love the performance. And I love Albert Finney in it. But Traffic, I feel like there's a few decisions that are just fucking dated. Mainly the like yellow when we're in Mexico thing. Just like it's just overdone. Like
If
it's so obvious that that's a filter.
if you want the full story of that and its relevance to Hispanic culture in America, read my master's thesis.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you don't take that lightly. Yeah.
No, that bothered me, but also I was like, yeah, I struggle immensely with like I should be upset about this versus I'm really fucking enjoying this. I
Oh
have
yeah, no,
trouble with that.
no, the Traffic moves very well. It has
Yeah.
like obviously some amazing performers, and to me, at the center of it, Del Toro is just on fire. So yeah, it's really good.
I heard somebody describe Benicio del Toro as the Hispanic Brad Pitt, and I've never really thought of him as anything but since.
I can see that. I like that. Del Toro and Pitt. I mean, I love both of them, so I'm not gonna have a problem. Yeah, overall quality year outside of Chocolat. 2002, 75th Academy Awards.
Ah, Chicago.
Yeah, not my favorite.
You know what? Yeah, but if I do enjoy Chicago. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I
don't know if
don't
it's because
know.
everybody's super hot or if it's like a good story or the songs are catchy. Again, Bossy. It's
Yeah,
against these four, no, but it's a fun movie. But this was Gangs of New York's time to shine.
yeah. Maybe the Scorsese epic with like one of the craziest performances of all time in Daniel Day Lewis, or maybe fucking Two Towers. Jesus Christ!
Oh, yeah,
Talk about we're talking about a sequel today. This is one of the best sequels of all time.
yeah.
Two Towers.
Those meat-headed shit sacks at the Academy really didn't think this one through, did they? Uh,
No, they did not.
no, yeah, those two films are, you know, it's hard for me to kind of pick a winner there. Those two films mean a great deal to me. Uh, I like Two Towers a lot. I like Gangs of New York a lot. I know when we did this one originally, I know I rattled some feathers with my
Yeah,
my
you
decision.
shocked me. I was like, wait a second.
You and your brothers were all like, what is his problem?"
Like, wait, whoa. Yeah, we're not we're not going to reward Helms Deep with Best Picture. Yeah, what the? I was just surprised, but I get it. I get it. Gangs is sick. I had The Hours as my number two. I love The Hours.
Yeah, The Hours was sad. My God, it
Yeah,
was.
brutal.
I didn't know anything about that when I went in. I knew the name Virginia Woolf, but other than that, like I didn't know who she was or what she wrote. And that movie really did a good job, just kind of showing the influence one author can have on an entirely different generations. I was very impressed with The Hours.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's really solid. Highly recommended. I feel like not nearly enough young people have checked that one out. 2007, in my opinion, the greatest one-two punch of all time, the 80th Academy Awards.
No Country for Old Men versus There Will Be Blood. Cohen versus
Ba-
Anderson. One night
yep.
only. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. It's
Yes.
fucking bloody fight night between those two movies that night. My God.
Yeah. Its seats are still just $5.
Sunday, Sunday,
uh,
Sunday. Uh, yeah, it was a street fight, straight up, and I mean, it was anybody's game that night. It really was. Both those films are fucking career-defining masterpieces, and I'm glad that like fucking Atonement didn't sneak in there and steal it.
oh my God, can you imagine? Juno?
Oh my God. Uh,
Uh, Juno's like, hold my Sunny D, bitch. Oh man.
I can see
Oh.
Diablo Cody like answering a fake phone call on the hamburger phone and being like, "Oh, it's for you." Like, I like Juno,
Uh,
but it does not hold a candle to No Country or Blood.
no, yeah, I actually really like this whole group, but yeah, come on. I mean, the top two are just, it's so clear.
I didn't really like Michael Clayton that much. I thought it was kind of uneven, a little overly long. I thought, but that's another one I'd like to give another watch.
Yeah, I just love the way that movie looks. It's also shot by Robert Elswit, the guy that also did There Will Be Blood. So I like the way it looks and sounds, and Tony Gilroy at the helm for that one. I do agree with you. Some of the stories is just kind of like okay, and then we have fucking Tom Wilkinson just bringing the pain. So yeah, I really like that movie.
Yeah, another guy we lost way too soon.
Yep. God, man, just like a year ago, right? Or
Not even. It was like that
yeah,
was not
like a
that
few
long ago.
months ago.
Yeah, we lost Tom Wilkinson in December.
Jesus. Yeah, just yeah, a couple months ago, I guess. Yeah.
Ah, but yeah, every time I watch No Country, I learn something new from it, and it feels like a parable. It feels like a dark fairy tale at times. It feels like a cautionary tale, like a campfire tale you tell it in a Boy Scouts. It has this otherworldly Texas vibe to it that I just love. It feels like made up Texas, like fictional Texas, not real Texas. Like dark evil Texas.
Yeah, oh, for sure, dude. And with that one and There'll Be Blood and a movie that should have been there, Zodiac, all three of those from the same year. And they all of them have a vibe to them when you're watching them. You're like an hour in and you're like, oh shit, like I'm watching one of the movies that can compete with the Godfathers and the Jaws and like the all-time classics. Like I'm watching one of those right now. And it's from, less than 20 years ago. It's crazy to feel that from a movie that was around when we were kids that is that good.
Those three films make a really good thematic trilogy of like sometimes crime does pay and the good guy does die. Like all three of
Mm.
those films have a vibe of, doing the right thing does not always equate to success. And sometimes you got to be the psycho to come out on top.
Well said. I love that. That's it's fucked up, but it's great.
Yeah. Anton, Daniel, and Zodiac all could, end up at the same bar after fucking up somebody's life royally and start swapping stories.
Oh, dude, give I want a painting of those guys sitting at a bar together now. Like, who do I pay to like just get creative and draw that for me? Who do I call?
That is, go to Etsy and just say like these are my parameters. Somebody give me a quote.
Somebody, please. I'll pay a lot. uh, that was the last year that we did from the 2000s, and now we have five more. We can rifle through these because there's a lot more
Yeah.
nominees in the 2010s. We did 2013, 86th Academy Awards.
12 Years a Slave. That is one of the hardest episodes we've ever done. Just
Yeah,
talking about that movie is equal parts infuriating and heartbreaking and really hard to do without kind of coming apart at the seams.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I promised myself after we did that I would never watch that movie again, and I'm gonna stick to that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It is brutal. Pretty decent year overall. We both have some personal favorites from that year. I think you chose Philomena.
I did, and I stand by that. I love that
Yeah,
movie.
and I chose her, and I still stand by that. I love her. There's some other ones from that year that are solid. Wolf of Wall Street and Gravity, and it's good overall. But 12 Years a Slave, I am glad it won just because it's cool to see Steve McQueen, get that win, and all these amazing performers in that movie that are going to places that are very difficult to go to. So I am glad it won. The following year, big, 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 big year for us. Probably the biggest year
Mm.
of our you know movie watching life year that we actually lived through. And that's 2014, 87th Academy Awards.
Birdman.
Yes.
I gotta say, like, if I had like somehow gotten in some horrific accident in 2013 and was in a coma through the entire of 2014 and somehow woke up in 2015 completely okay, but having skipped that year, I don't think I ever would have become who I am today. Like that year was incredibly powerful for me as a film person. Like that's when Filmgazm was founded by me and Caleb, the website, and from there, I just started paying attention. And if I had started paying attention, there's friendships I wouldn't have today. There's life events I wouldn't have today. There's epiphanies I wouldn't have today. That year might be the most important year of my life.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's up there for me. When it comes to movies, it's really not close. Um, but what's really cool is we can kind of speak for each other in some ways because we are, days apart. We were both 19 years old that year. We're both born in January, so basically the entire calendar year we're 19 for 2014. And yeah, the films that just happened to come out that year, from blockbusters to the little film that could, Whiplash, the Best Picture winner, Birdman, Theory of Everything, Gone Girl, Nightcrawler, Grand Budapest Hotel, all these different movies that were just so accessible for us. We could go see them in theaters, or they were up for Oscars, so they were on our mind. Whatever it may be, however you look at it, it's just hard to put into words how much we love that year. And both of us, it's really weird because we didn't know each other, but something tells me we're on some kind of wavelength because we both changed that year. That was the year I decided like movies are my thing. Movies are always going to come first when it comes to entertainment and media. I love sports to death, but movies come first. I love music to death, but movies come first. I love reading, but movies come first. I decided all of that in 2014. Doesn't mean I don't do the other things. It's just those were so impactful. That run during the like late summer and fall, going into the winter, I feel like I was in some sort of heaven.
I like to think there was a day in like December 2014, maybe January 2015, where we both went to the Bijou and like bumped into each other and had like oh, pardon me. And you're like, no problem, brother, and just kept walking. I like to think that happened.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was there all the time, and I mean, yeah, there could have been a moment where we even did like a head nod. Who knows? Who knows? It could have just been like a just a quick just kind of that's what dudes do. We're just like, yeah, you're there, I'm here, cool. Yeah. Oh, you're here to see Whiplash. Oh, wow, cool, good for you. I'm glad to see there's another young person coming to see this movie. That's how wonderful is that?
That's good. Yeah, we were. Yeah, I'm glad everything worked out the way it was supposed to with you and me, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, man, and that's fucking 10 years ago. Woo! Pretty wild. But yeah, we love that year. We both obviously are. I mean, if you've ever heard us, talk, Whiplash is like one of our top 10 favorite movies ever, both. And yeah, we very clearly think it should have won, but Birdman's pretty solid.
Yeah.
89th Academy Awards. One of my favorite winners of all time, 2016.
Moonlight. Yep. This was. I hate that Moonlight is like Moonlight's win is forever attached to that fucking fiasco with the envelope. It
Warren
sucks that
Beatty. Yep.
Warren and Faye, don't
Yeah.
don't put the biggest award of the night into the hands of two people in their 70s or 80s. Don't do that. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, but
that's
if
great.
yeah, I wish it had gotten the win on its own. But anyway, it is an amazing uh, drama about a side of life that a lot of us don't think about or notice, which is sad. But it is. I've seen it 3 times now, and it's gorgeous and heartfelt as fuck.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's one of the ones where it deserved to be just to be recognized, to be spotlighted. It deserved that. Like Barry Jenkins deserved to be able to talk. Certainly Mahershala Ali deserved to be able to talk about. It was just like what a cool night. Like
Yeah.
a movie like this can do it. It'll forever be. It'll. That's really the Oscars where I was like, oh wow, okay, like this isn't like I've watched them for a long time now, and I've or like paid attention and seen the movies as they come out in the fall or whatever and all that, but you don't really believe it until like something like that happens,
Yeah.
like Moonlight wins, and you're like, oh, like this a movie that cost very little money that made some money back and is really really heartfelt can win the whole thing. Can win the biggest award of the night, be the one that's remembered. Like how neat is that? It's a movie that can beat La La Land, which was this phenomenon that made a shit ton of money. Like it can beat a movie like that, and that's why we keep watching them and paying attention because now you never know.
I hate to like kind of pop your bubble there, but I think I picked Hacksaw Ridge for my number one.
No, yeah, and fair enough. I thought that movie's solid. Crazy that Mel Gibson in the director's chair for that one. But yeah, that's a strong film. Yeah, this is overall a pretty good group. 2016.
Yeah, yeah, for sure it is. And I think I picked Hacksaw because that time I watched it, it it made me cry, and I was kind of it didn't make me cry the first time, but it made me cry the second time, and I was like, this is important. I should pay attention to this. And
Yeah, that's a big deal when that happens. Yeah,
yeah, ah, yeah, that was a good year.
yeah, good shit.
Oh yeah, but our next
All
one,
right, two more. 2019 and 2020. 2019, very important. 92nd Academy Awards. One of the most thrilling nights of my life is watching this ceremony unfold at your grandparents' house.
yeah,
And we just kept watching Bong Joon Ho just keep going up. just he just kept going and like and we both are like huge Once Upon a Time in Hollywood fans, but we just put all of that to the side and just enjoyed history unfold.
oh, it's beautiful, and it was a movie that fucking deserved it more than most films that have won that award. Parasite remains one of the top five masterpieces of the decade. And
Yeah, yep.
every time I watch it, I fall in love, I'm terrified, I'm laughing, I'm disgusted, all at the same time. It's really remarkable.
Yeah, it's fucking perfect. It sucks so bad that it had to come out the same year as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Because I mean, if there was a movie that was gonna win like all this stuff for Tarantino, it's Once Upon a Time. But you know, score 2 points for Korea. Fucking Bong Joon Ho came to play and competed with everybody. You know, uh, competed with Tarantino, competed with Martin Scorsese, competed with James Mangold, competed with Noah Baumbach, and was like, I beat all of you. Like I took all of you down in multiple categories, and like what a special night. It's Sam Mendes, 1917. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people thought that was gonna win, and now I really feel like it's not talked about anymore.
No, and that was a amazing movie that yeah, I love that film.
Me
I thought
too.
the weakest link here was The Irishman, which was just too long for its own good.
Yeah, God, I need to revisit that. I need to.
I'm in no hurry to do that because
Yeah,
I know what to prepare for this time, and it's like the anti Goodfellas. I don't even
yeah.
really want to revisit it.
I need to. It's been 5 years, or it's going to be 5 years here at the end of the year, and I need to just do it because I've had way too many people similar to. There was another movie, Shane, I talked about earlier from 1953. I've had so many people be like hold your horses on that one. You might want to like give that one another go. And I'm like, I feel like I was in like, feel like I was locked in when I watched it, but I've only seen it the one time. Um, so shame on me, I guess. But you know, I just didn't vibe with it the first time.
Yeah, and it's the kind of movie where like, I mean, that's your entire day. So if you didn't vibe with it, like revisiting it is not exact. It's easier said than done. Like I can't just throw on The Irishman and grab a pizza and go to town. Like that's the whole fucking day. That movie, it's insane.
I I think it's like the same runtime as Godfather Part Two, and it's like, well, Godfather Part Two, I know I'm gonna love. Like,
I think it's a bit
uh,
longer. Let me confirm. So the Irishman is 209 minutes long.
man,
Godfather 2, 202 minutes long. So it's 7 minutes longer.
yeah, Jesus, dude.
Christ.
Yeah, you got to be really good to do that. But yeah. But like, I love Marriage Story. Jojo Rabbit's fun. Like, well, real sad at times, but overall, it's like a really interesting movie. I'm not a huge Joker guy, but it's still decent.
Yeah, I heard that Joker 2, another film that's its budget's ballooned up to 200 million. So,
Fuck.
yep. Just nobody's understanding the problem here except us.
Apparently. Okay. Last year, before we'll take a break and talk about 1974, more in depth. The 93rd Academy Awards 2020. This is the year Nomadland won, and this is a real weird year because they had to change some of the rules because of COVID, and it kind of overflowed into 2021. So some of the releases are 2020, some of them are 2021. Like Judas and the Black Messiah is 2021. I think Minari. Yeah, it's a strange year because of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like this was not no, this was not supposed to be the list. Like if COVID had never happened and the film calendar didn't change, I wonder what this would have looked like. Like, would Nomadland have still won? Would it have been nominated? Would this have been like how many of these wouldn't have made it this far?
That's an interesting thought for sure. I actually like the group overall.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think it would look quite a bit different. I don't, as much as I absolutely idolize it, I do not think Sound of Metal would have made it on like a normal year. I think Promising Young Woman would have had a struggle getting in on a normal year. I think it helped that so many releases got pushed. It helped smaller movies like those two.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which for me and you, because you love Promising Young Woman and I love Sound of Metal, it like kind of worked out for us. But
It did. I personally think Nomadland's the weakest film here. I think it's good, but everything else there is way more memorable and unique and powerful, I think.
yeah, choosing a winner, man, is hard. I think Judas and the Black Messiah is so fucking underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if that movie was able to come out properly, because it came out like straight on Max, HBO Max at the time, I feel like it could have done really well with a proper release, like in December, in a theater. Because yeah, that's talk about memorable. That is a fucking crazy good performance from Kaluuya as Fred Hampton, and there's a couple moments that are like, wow, this is what movies are for.
Yeah. I remember when I saw the preview for that, I was like, yeah, we're witnessing Kaluuya's best work. He's going to win an Oscar for this. Like the second
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
that trailer, I was like, nope, it's not even a contest.
yeah. I yeah, totally agree. Yeah,
his whole
yeah.
his whole "I am a revolutionary" speech was like, fucking hell, man. I'd follow this guy in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, 21-year-old Fred Hampton. I'd follow him into just like let's fucking go. Yeah, but overall pretty good year, and that's the last year we did. We never did 2021. We never did Coda. We never did 2022. Everything ever all at once because we were kind of settling down with Oscar Sunday. We stopped doing it, and these Best Picture Showdowns stopped until today. So I'd like to take a quick break, and we'll get back to 1974. All right, 47th Academy Awards. We're gonna do this properly again. It's been a long time, but you know the drill. We're going 5-1. We'll go back and forth, starting with you. What is your fifth favorite movie from this group?
Okay, so Of these five films, I do not think there is a bad link here. I think it's five really good films. Some are a little better, some are a lot better, but there's no bad movies here.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
With that, number five is The Conversation.
Okay. That's my number four.
Okay. It's, I like it. I think it's got big moments of drag. I think it could use a little bit more focus at times. And I think certain characters could be more developed a bit. Uh, but I think it's a film that with repeated viewings, I could probably get on board with more. I like it. It's a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5 for me. So it's good, but when it comes to the Oscars, I want great.
Yeah, I fucking love this movie. This group is brutal. I love it to death. This is such a cool piece of film history because of who's directing it. Because Francis Ford Coppola doing it in between the Godfathers, really fucking crazy. Working with Gene Hackman and working with John Cazale, the man, the myth, the legend. Does 5 movies, bang, 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 and just is like, sorry, that's one of the greatest runs of all time. You got, let's see, Godfather 1 and 2, Conversation, Dog Day Afternoon, and The Deer Hunter. Come on, like, what more can you want from a guy?
Yeah, yeah, damn shame. Why he only did those 5. We lost him way too soon to cancer, but what a hell of a run. I recommend if you all haven't seen, if you want to know more about John Cazale, watch the documentary I Knew It Was You, Rediscovering John Cazale.
Dude,
Interviews from his co-stars, Al Pacino, Meryl Streep, talking about this guy who was a really nice guy who we lost way too soon due to circumstances out of anybody's control. Very sad.
yeah, absolute legend. Yeah, dated Meryl Streep, was like lifelong friends with Al Pacino. So it's really, really, really cool to see them work together in The Godfathers. Obviously, it's fucking sad, but like character wise, but you can see this chemistry that's just so dynamite. And Dog Day, so Dog Day Afternoon. Yeah, he fucking ruled. Yeah, The Conversation. Yeah, it is an acquired taste because of how the way it moves. If you like that 70s paranoia shit, give this one a whirl.
That's true. I do love how the 60s was like, hey, take charge of your life, and the 70s was like, the government's lying to you. And just
Yeah.
in the 80s was like, yeah, we know, but let's party.
Yeah. Yeah. The 70s is definitely a very, we're fucked. Like, buckle up. Politics are everything's a lie. And I fucking love it. I love all that stuff from
You can see it with like just the drug of choice, 60s, acid, 70s, weed, 80s, coke, and the 90s, heroin. That's what all, culture is reflected by the effects of all of those drugs on the decade. And I love that.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And the 2000s, fucking amphetamines.
What's next?
2010s, Molly. And now we're back to like, I don't know. Culture's kind of dead, so we're not really focusing on that anymore.
Yeah, we've done all the drugs we can do. Oh man, great stuff. So that's your number 5 is The Conversation. That's my number 4. My number 5 is The Towering Inferno. Yeah, I enjoy this a lot. 8 out of 10, 4-star movie. But Conversation's a 9. The other 3 are 10s. So just love this group. It's hard to pick apart, but you got to find little spots here and there. And The Towering Inferno, I guess I don't really have qualms with it, other than I do think it's like a little too long, and that happens. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes. But I don't really know what I would take out, so that's also my own problem, I guess. I just, if I had to pick a least favorite, this is it, even though it's really difficult.
I get it. It's hard when they're all good movies. It's easy when there's one, when there's a fanny. But it's hard when there's no, it's all gold, just slightly less shiny gold.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's well put. That's what shines the brightest for you personally. So that's what this whole game's about. All right. What's your number 4?
Lenny.
Okay. This is my number 3. We're on like a pretty interesting pattern here. Yeah.
I like Lenny a lot. I love the story of Lenny Bruce, the man who said, "Fuck you, I'm not going to do what you tell me," to quote Rage Against the Machine. and was punished for the most ridiculous, like nonsensical laws in this country. How does a country that claims to be free speech have any kind of censorship laws? I'll never understand that.
Yeah, yeah. It's this
Yeah,
movie makes you this movie makes you fucking angry, dude. But fuck, man, it is. I remember when I had watched this prior to using it for an episode. Meaning when we did another movie from this group 3 years ago, and I was like, well, I want to watch other 1974 movies or whatever. But I had already watched Lenny on my own time on the Criterion channel. And it's one of the first movies I watched when I subscribed to that streaming service. And I was just like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like this. It's like a documentary, but it's not, because you have, obviously you have Al Pacino at the center of it, just fucking bananas performance from him. And it moves really well. It moves kind of like, moves like a fucking Bob Fosse movie, but at the same time, it's just people talking. It's really an enigma. Lenny, I love it to death. It's a 10 out of 10. Like I adore it. I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, but for me it is. You know what I mean? It's one of those, like, I get why not everybody would like this or love this, but I do, and I'm gonna give it a 10 for that.
I get it. Yeah, the sacred texts. I get it.
Yeah, I know you understand it more than most. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a tragic story to see this guy literally be bent over and have, his First Amendment rights shoved up his ass. I'll never understand why that was allowed. And Hoffman just plays him as this disgruntled, very rightly so, kind of wacko who just keeps getting up. It made me realize, like, I think Lenny Bruce might be the most iconic stand-up comedian of all time, the most influential, at least. Every comedian who's fought against the system and challenged the status quo took a little bit from Lenny Bruce.
Yeah. First off, I think I said Pacino instead of Hoffman because my mind is obviously somewhere else. But yes, yeah, Dustin Hoffman. Yes, and you're right. You're like a big stand-up guy.
I'm a very stand-up guy. I'm a very good guy. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Yes, you love your stand-up guy, but you love your stand-up comedy. And I think it was, I can't remember. I think it's Rolling Stone that named him the third most influential stand-up comedian of all time, behind Richard Pryor and Jesus H, your boy,
Garland, right?
Yeah, George Carlin. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah. And Carlin talks about, I mean, without him, there's no me. And Pryor's like, without him, there's no me. Like, someone had to kind of go through those trials and tribulations for us to be able to say what we want to really say.
Yeah.
And there's a story about Carlin and Bruce, like, getting arrested together, that I'm like, okay, I want that movie. I want that movie bad. Because Carlin, God, what a fucking legend. So I love thinking about those things. Like, something like stand-up comedy has this long history to it that you can just fucking dig into it for hours. And I think Lenny's a great place to go for it.
Oh, very. Carlin, I love, just because no one gave less of a fuck about everything. And I love how openly he was like, yeah, I despise the human race. I'm done caring about it. Like, I love that he had the balls to say that on fucking late night. And he had a bit. I don't think this was supposed to be inspirational or like thought provoking, but it was for me for some reason. He was talking about the airline announcements on one of his specials. I think it was Complaints and Grievances, or I don't know. But he said he has a problem with the words "final destination" when you get to where you're landing at an airport. He's like, all destinations are final. If you haven't gotten where you're going, you're not there yet. And I'm like, I don't think that was supposed to be a mind-blowing moment, but I think about that all the time.
That's great. Yeah, it's just, to some people it's just like a silly thing, and you're like, wait a minute.
Like,
put that on a poster. Yeah.
The journey's never over, even if you think you might be. The journey's what you make it. So figure out where you're supposed to go. I love that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, what a movie. Lenny, it's on Tubi right now. Yeah, I wanted to say that. The Conversation's on Netflix. Lenny is on Tubi, and Towering Inferno, you have to rent. I had to buy the DVD to watch it for this. So
It's quite a
I
pricey rental too. It's like $14, which I don't really get.
yeah. Okay, so I was gonna do that. I was like, oh, I'll do the 2.99 on Amazon or whatever. And I was like, oh, why is it 14.99? Never
Yeah,
mind.
you might as well just own it at that price.
Yeah, so I just bought a DVD of it, half price for I think 3.99. So yeah, I mean,
Nice.
I'll take that. I'll take that to the bank. All right. So your 5 is conversation. My 5 is Inferno. Your 4 is Lenny.
Yeah.
My 4 is conversation.
Okay.
My 3 is Lenny. What's your 3?
Towering Inferno.
Okay. Oh, all right. We're in a good spot here.
I I had no expectations for this. I watch a lot of disaster porn, which out of context sounds like I'm into some shit, but that's what it's called. That's what these disaster movies are called.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not watching
Yeah.
buildings fuck each other to death. It's so just want to
I
make
mean, I would.
if that was a thing, I'd be curious. I'm not gonna lie.
I just can't find it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of round buildings. So, but anyway, I just I knew the cast was I knew the cast was lights out. I knew vaguely what the story was. A skyscraper goes up in flames. Everyone tries to get out. That could be an hour and a half melodrama. But in these hands, I believe this was directed by John Guillermin.
I think that's how you say it. Yeah.
Well, he managed to turn this thing into something emotional and powerful, and every character had agency, and you cared about the people who were dying in this inferno. Like every character's death is powerful because you got to know these guys before this all went down, and that's tough to do in films like this, where basically like everyone dies. Films like The Core and 2012 and Day After Tomorrow and Earthquake and all these films. It's just people dying in grandiose ways. But this film did something with that and gives us the 1-2 punch of Paul Newman and Steve McQueen as the heroes saving the day. I mean, that's just fucking fantastic. And yeah, from start to finish, like there is no lull. You're in this at the from the beginning to till this all gets resolved, and you keep thinking like, how's anybody gonna get out of this? I was just astonished by how much I cared. And yeah, to this day, I'm like, I stand by the fact that was a fucking good, strong movie.
Yeah, yeah, well said. I love that. I think it needs a complete I think we need a what's the word?
Reevaluation?
Yeah, reevaluation. Yeah, we need to come back around to it completely as like a movie culture. I think it deserves another chance in the mainstream of people just watching shit. It doesn't help that it's not hard to or it is hard to get. That's unfortunate. So for the listeners, I'm sorry that this movie is not easy to get to. That's really frustrating, and I feel like it was this way the first time you and I watched it too. Like we had to go through some kind of loops just to get it. Like I think you bought it, or
well, luckily
borrow it maybe.
My family, so my grandparents go on a lot of road trips in their Airstream. So to keep themselves occupied on camping trips, they buy a lot of like combo pack DVDs of, double features and triple features and whatnot. And they had a double feature of Volcano and the Towering Inferno. So I was able to borrow that from them, and you got it from me, and we had
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. But now you have your own copy of it.
Nope, I still haven't bought this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm only buying Blu-rays now, so I'm gonna when I find it, I will buy it.
Yeah, you want that piece of O.J. Simpson history on your
I do, I mean, the only thing we remember from O.J. Simpson is how great his acting was in the 80s.
Yeah, that's
90s. I mean, other than that, I think there might have been something else, but it's escaping my mind at the moment. Oh yeah, football player. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. He played football at USC. That's right. That's all.
Yeah. Football, acting, and then he was just disappeared for a while. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know where he is these days. Oh man, this is great. All right, so we have the same top 2. We just don't know if they're the same order.
Yeah, I think we expected this. Yeah,
I kind of did. I thought you'd have. I don't know. I thought you'd have Inferno number 2.
Over these two? No.
I thought you did last time. Maybe but that was years ago. I'm being silly. All right. Well, do we have the same one too? What's your number one and two?
Ah, my number two, and I really had to think about this. I had to
Me
realize like
too. Me too.
what is the right answer here, and there really isn't a right one, you know. And I very well might have had Towering Inferno at number two back in the day. I don't remember. Uh, but today it's Chinatown.
Yeah. I mean, I have it the other way around, but yeah, yeah.
Ah,
That's that's probably the right answer.
yeah, you know, I usually you go with the grain, I go against the grain, but I guess not today.
I can't. I got yeah. I mean, it's like one of my 15 favorite movies ever. I have to
I get
go to
it.
bat.
Chinatown is a fucking undisputed masterpiece. It really is. It's one of the greatest noir films of all time. It might be Jack Nicholson's finest hour, which is fucking saying something. It's certainly Faye Dunaway's finest hour.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And come on, Mr. Houston. Oh boy,
What a
Noah Cross.
what a creepy,
Yeah,
sick motherfucker. Like the more you
yeah,
heard about him, god damn. Um, yeah, Chinatown's fantastic, and I will not argue against that. This is really kind of a coin flip for me, but just the reaction I had to Godfather 2 with this watch was special. Where I had a moment of like, holy shit, this is incredible. I was chuckling to myself at certain lines. I'm like, oh fuck. Like I was doing that
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
It's just like, oh. And when I'm
yep,
doing that, it's like, yep, I'm enjoying this is something special.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
that's what did it.
I hear you, man. Yeah, this is a crazy one too to have to have these two films in the same category is like wow. I mean, holy fuck. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Chinatown I think is yeah just one of the most dynamite things I've ever watched, and I still feel that to this day. I love it. I've seen it so many times. I think its influence is crazy, as is Godfather's. And you mentioned Jack and Faye, like they're fantastic. Houston's great as Noah Cross, and it's the for me it's the simplicity of the story. You're you have to pay attention, but it's not really this crazy, insane, interweaving like whoa, whoa, whoa. It's got just enough of those little. Okay, I see what's going on. Oh, it's deeper than we thought.
Yeah.
And then the symbolism of Chinatown, of what it means to JJ, Giddy's, what it means to Jack Nicholson's character, what it means to kind of the people that are around him, the other cops. He's become this PI, this private investigator guy, and I love all of that stuff, like the symbolism of it, and how effective the writing is, how effective the directing is, and yeah, I'll go to bat for it any day. But it is hard when you're it is hard when you're going against probably the greatest sequel of all time. Godfather Part 2 is just perfect. They're both perfect for different reasons, and I have no problem with anyone saying one's better than the other. But I do think they are head and shoulders above the rest of the group.
They are. Yeah. I love the idea of, for me, I love the simplicity of Chinatown, but also the idea that what's really going on is not as complex as they've made it out to be. This has fuck all to do with the water supply of LA. It's entirely this other situation that Jake doesn't realize because he's a very terrible detective.
Yeah.
And the idea of like this concept of Chinatown being this sort of inescapable trauma that will never leave you. No matter how hard you try to get out of it, you'll always be in Chinatown. Like, fuck, man, what a thing to think about.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. It's become such a part of my DNA. Like the day I watched it, I just threw it on. I was like, I need to watch Chinatown, or not need to. I want to, and I get to. And that's how I know Chinatown's so important to me. Is I just threw it on in the middle of the day, and I ended up just watching it straight through, and as you do on a random Tuesday. And it's while my brother Jeremy was visiting, and he's not crazy about this movie or anything, but we went to a restaurant and we were leaving, and I like turned back and looked at him, and I just said, "Forget it, Jake. This is Chinatown." And he was like, "God damn it!" And then Brianna, my wife, looked at me and goes, "You fucking said that 3 times today." Every time we left somewhere, I would say that day after I had watched it, and I was like, yeah, so what? It's just one of those things that I find to be. You mentioned, I love the idea of our when we love something so much and it's so good, no matter what the content is, we our like mechanism is almost defense mechanism to like stay here is to laugh.
Yeah.
And like great movies do that to me all the time. And Chinatown does it like the whole way through. An honest living, I tell you, an honest living. I just start laughing because not because it's funny what he's saying, but because I'm like, wow, what a treat to be able to witness this right now.
Yeah, I do exactly the same thing where I'm just like, there's moments in Godfather 2, like when young Vito De Niro is, Clemenza and Tessio are telling him like, don't mess with Fanucci. Like, how are you going to be able to talk him, work him over? And Vito just goes, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Don't worry about it. I was like,
Yeah.
like I can't believe I'm watching this.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fuck it. All right. So what we always did with these showdowns is we choose the winner, and it's a treat today because the winner's so fucking good. We're gonna give some awards out to The Godfather Part Two. We have best quote. You just said one of them. Music moment, performance, and scene. We'll start with quote. Let's just let them fire away, but we have to choose one each that we think are is like the best. And you just mentioned one of the things that's so cool about when you're watching Godfather Part Two is in hindsight, 50 years later, that's De Niro playing the same character as Marlon Brando. And like obviously that's not a revelation, but it's when you really think about it, not in the context of 1974, but in the context of 2024, you're like, those two guys have the argument to be the number one and number two greatest actor of all time. I probably don't think that, but they have an argument, and they're playing the same motherfucker. Like that's insane casting. That's insane skill from both of those guys. And I've never respected the De Niro bits enough in this movie.
Oh, dude, me neither. But this time I was like, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah. So let's start with that before you give your quote.
Yeah.
You and I both have always really enjoyed this movie. We both love the first one. We both, we both see it as a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
We both have been a little like two is not as good as one. But for whatever reason, I texted you after watching part two and I was like, this is way better than I remembered. Or maybe I was wrong the whole time, or maybe I wasn't watching it the right way. And you kind of like, yeah, me too. Like we both had this same kind of, realization, this enlightenment that, you know what? The people are right. Godfather Part 2 is fucking amazing.
Well, I'd always my beef with it had always been like I wish Coppola had taken a less is more approach and made the De Niro segments the Godfather 3 prequel movie in like 1976. That's what I would have done if I'd been in his shoes. And Godfather 2 was entirely just Michael and Hyman Roth and Cuba and Fredo and all that. That story was just Godfather 2.
Okay.
However,
yeah.
which could work. But then I read up on what the point was. And I was like, oh, I had like Frank and It's Always Sunny. I get it now. Like just okay.
Yep.
So Coppola was basically trying. So De Niro and Vito Corleone in the 20s creating the family and the rise of the Corleones, while at the same time Michael is sabotaging his family and it's going out of control, and you're witnessing the fall of the Corleones. It's happening simultaneously, and I've never really picked up on that until now, and now it all clicked into place, and I get
it. Yeah, no, I'm with you, and like for a lot of viewers that might seem kind of simple, but you know what? I think it goes to show when you're about to watch a movie and you're about to talk about it with one of your best buds, you're like, I'm gonna give this another fair shake. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a straight up fair shake. And I'm not saying we didn't like it. We both are like, it's just not quite as good as Godfather 1. And I still like the first one better, but this one's way closer than I had given it credit for in quality. And now I understand why some people like it more than the first one.
Well, positive growth is important. I mean, I'll never forgive myself when I first watched Chinatown. I was 19. It was my first film that I had to watch for a film class. I didn't like it. I thought it was boring. I went back, I went to class like, I don't really want to talk about this movie. I didn't really like it. I gave up halfway through. I was like, I'm not getting this.
Yeah, well, look at you now.
Years later, I watched it for the show. I developed a lot more. I understood film a lot more. I watched it again and I was like, this is fucking genius. What did I not see in this when I was 19?
Yeah,
And
yeah, and you totally get it now, like how impressive it was in 1974 to do the noir thing that was so popular 30 years before, but better.
to take a noir structure like the Maltese Falcon or the Big Sleep and inject it with this graphic story of rape and incest and turn it into something in the 70s, to Polanskify it, if you will, and
Yeah.
turn it into something almost ugly and unrecognizable, like Bogart wouldn't be caught dead doing something like this. it it's a hybrid of old and new in a time where that kind of thing could really work, and I really appreciate that now.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, dude. Well said. Yeah, Chinatown. Fucking rules. There's a reason we did an episode on it way back on Oscar Sunday.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I think it's important just to kind of mention our journey with Godfather Part 2
yeah,
because, we do now love it more than we ever have, which is really exciting. It's a really exciting thing to go through as a movie fan. I've seen these movies, well, one and two, not three. I've only seen three, I think, twice.
yeah.
Um, but I've seen one and two probably five times each, four, five times. Like, I'm not someone who watches them every year like some fans. I might start doing that. Uh, but I've probably seen them, yeah, four or five times each. And I do think Godfather Part 2 just requires this attention to detail and this obsession with performance and this obsession with tone and obsession with themes that you already spoke about.
Yeah.
And when they're going back and forth, it could look, to the naked eye, could look like sloppy filmmaking, but oh no, everything is intentional with this movie. That's one of the coolest parts about it.
Gary Oldman apparently said Godfather 2 is the only perfect film in existence. Like, he uses this to teach, like he teaches some acting classes, and I guess, and he uses this as an example of great performance, directing, writing, lighting, cinematography, editing, like
Oh,
every level of. I'm sure the craft services had some excellent Italian catering. Like, every level of this filmmaking was perfection,
yeah.
and I could see it this time. I first watched The Godfather with my grandparents like the last year before I moved to Texas. It was in Maryland. Our living room looked a little bit like Michael Corleone's living room. I'm not gonna lie. I had a moment of like, wait a minute. And,
Shit.
but we watched the first one. We got them through Netflix in the mail because amazingly we didn't own them. And I watched The Godfather for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Like, usually, there'll be some chatter in the family. We'll comment or something. Room was dead silent during The Godfather. Like,
Yeah.
we were paying attention. And we got Godfather 2 in 2 discs because it was a long ass movie. And I wasn't that into it. I was like, this is good, but I miss Brando. And
Yeah.
then when we got to Texas, I did a double feature showing at Draft House with my grandpa, Godfather and
Mm.
Godfather 2, which was, they gave us cannoli and everything. It was really cool. But that's like 6.5 hours at the movies. That's a long ass time.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, when we went there, he was kind of like, let's watch the first one and then see how we're feeling, and we might sit for the second one. And I was like, yeah, all right. We watched the first one, and I asked him like, so what are you feeling? And he was like super energized. He's like, I can't wait for part two. We're gonna watch part two now. And I'm like, okay, we're gonna. It was cool to see him so excited about it.
Let me eat my cannoli. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, like randomly, my family will want to watch a movie, and somebody will suggest The Godfather, and there's rarely pushback. We'll be like, yeah, let's throw on The Godfather, and then after we do that, somebody's like, well, why don't we watch part two? So I've randomly seen this, half a dozen times over the years, just in family outings. I've only watched it on my own like twice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad I have the Coppola collection that has all 3 films on Blu-ray. The subtitles are like an off brown color that just looks Godfathery. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like fucking beautiful.
Ah, that's cool. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. This I love the history, the journey. I needed all of those viewings to fully appreciate this film now.
100%. I'm like on the exact same page. Whatever journey it is that we've been on, I don't know what to call it, but I'm glad we're here now. And I'm excited to like watch them again. You know, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, I look forward to that day of I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna pay even closer attention to what Michael's doing. Every time he talks to Hyman Roth, I'm gonna be even more locked in. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, this is great. I fucking love when this happens when we're on the same page and we're going through the, kind of the similar things. So quote, I this is an Oscar Sunday rule. We always picked one for each category. Of course, we can mention others, but you got to pick one for the actual award. Favorite quote?
Yeah, narrowing this down to one was very tough for this movie. And I haven't. I've been, we've been doing just as much as we want on Filmgazm with this, so it's been I've been taking it for granted. Uh, my line comes from Michael Corleone towards the end. It's when they're deciding how to kill Hyman Roth, and they realize he's very well guarded. It's going to be tough, and Michael just says, "If anything in this life is certain, if history has taught us anything, is that you can kill anyone." And coming from him, coming from the man who gunned down a police captain and a well-connected gangster in the middle of a crowded restaurant in front of witnesses and just walked back into the city like he was cock of the walk, like he believes this shit. You believe that Michael has this arrogance about him because he's never even come close to being taken down. Like this is he
Dude.
is the in that moment he truly is the Godfather.
Dude, that quote. I almost chose it. It's so good. And it's fucking true, man. Famous people and politicians get assassinated. They've been assassinated. Kings have been killed in the past. Like the most important people of our societies die. Get killed.
Yeah.
And for him to say that with this like sincerity is fucking dark.
The only time we see him lose his shit is when it's personal, when it's with his wife or his children. He never loses it about business. He only ever gets ballistic about his children or his marriage. It's never about business. He is a cool, calculated goddamn snake when it comes to the business. And I love this
Yeah.
idea that, there are people who are, it sucks, but there are people who are above the law, but no one's above the bullet.
Hell yeah. Oh man. Michael Corleone, yeah, just he has some of these one-liners, especially in this one, that are like, oh boy. Because it's first movie starts 1945. He comes back from World War II, and I think we jump in. I think it's already like 1958. By the time this second movie gets going, so he's become a fucking monster.
Yeah.
By the time this movie starts, and you just kind of watch him like even go further and further to the furthest at the end. What an ending. Yeah, this is a great quote. I almost chose it. I had to pick probably my favorite scenes, and of course I'll talk about one of them in Godfather Part 2 are between Michael and Hyman Roth. They're just dude, this mano a mano, like, I'm not your dad, but I think I'm better than your dad. Like, I'm the next Vito. Da da da. Like, I know that we're fucking with each other. like you're the little man. Like, I don't care how powerful you are. You're still like way younger than me. I've been doing this shit since you're a little baby. But like Michael's also like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna pull the chair up right up next to you, motherfucker. And like I'm gonna talk to you. I'm a detective right now. I'm watching every little thing that comes out of your mouth while you watch this bullshit college football game. And like your wife serves you fucking turkey sandwiches. I'm gonna watch every little move you make. And those scenes between them two are so good. But my favorite quote is when they're in Cuba and they're outside, and I believe it's Hyman Roth's birthday, right?
Mhm.
And they're eating the cake or whatever, and they're talking about the state of Cuba and whatnot. And Michael says, "Saw a strange thing today. Some rebels were being arrested. One of them pulled the pin on a grenade. He took himself and the captain of the command with him. Now soldiers are paid to fight. The rebels aren't." And Hyman Roth says, "Now what does that tell you?" And Michael says, "They could win." Oh man, that's just some like side shit. That's like, what? Are you like? That's when you, if you really watch this movie, you're really paying attention. So much of like the juice and the like the beauty of these movies is in the extra just stuff that doesn't even need to be there, but makes the movie that much better. It gives it that much more like kind of like not fat to it, but weight. Like actual. Oh, we like can get to know these characters. We understand Michael and Hyman Roth way more now because of these scenes, and I am always grateful for that.
Well, I love that. Like, if you know anything about Cuban history, you you know what's coming. Like, you know
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
this is the beginning of the Cuban Revolution, and I love that it's in the movie, but it's such a minor part of it, but it's such a important part of it.
Yeah, it's not background, but it's also not. I don't know. I think it's such a ballsy thing to use real life stuff. But man, if you can do it right, it can really make your movie more effective.
Yeah, I love that. One thing I really liked on this viewing in The Godfather, Marlon Brando, Vito Corleone, he's not a good person. He's a mobster. He's a gangster. He's killed people. But you're never in doubt that he's like that he loves his family, that he cares. Like there's a grandfatherly thing about him in that movie where like he's not the bad guy, or at least in the context of this film. You feel the exact opposite about Michael. As soon as he's in the chair, it's like he's like fucking Darth Vader. He's an evil, scheming motherfucker that you firmly believe cares about nothing but power. And it's weird to see that because he's a product of his father. He should have his father's patience, his father's love, but he doesn't. He's got all the worst parts of Sonny, of Fredo. He just is better at burying that shit than they are. But all that anger and that insecurity, it's all in there. And it comes out when he gets threatened. It's very interesting to see Michael as he's the overarching villain of this trilogy. And I felt that more this time than I ever have.
For sure. So I don't want to step on any toes, but I think there's a touch in this movie that like it brings everything together, and it is like to me one of the most like brilliant decisions ever. So I don't know. It's not going to be one of mine, but I don't want to step on yours. So I'll wait to talk about it later. But yeah, I think there's something that happens in this that's like, oh man, like Francis Ford Coppola, like you're good at your job, dude. Holy
Well,
shit.
he was.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He never quite reached back to like what he did in the '70s. But what about music? Epic score here. So much to choose from.
yeah, I love that Nino Rota got his due this time because he got his nomination revoked for the first film because he it wasn't all original score. But this time it mostly was, and he got the Oscar along
Yeah,
with Carmine Coppola. But The Godfather has some of the most incredible music. Uh, it's a beautiful score. Instinct is to go with the fucking waltz, obviously.
yeah. When it comes on, you're like, oh, I'm in history.
The
Yeah.
fucking trumpet and the black screen just all of a sudden it's like, oh boy.
Yeah, here
Your
we go. I'm
stomach
about to.
drops and you're just like you're locked in. You can't go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like, well, we're finishing the goddamn movie now. Yeah, I guess I have
Uh,
no choice.
but I went with a moment that's not in the score. Um,
Mm.
I just love what it represents, and it's towards the beginning of the movie at Anthony's communion. It's when Frank Pantangeli, which is a name
Oh,
I just love to say, um, tries to get the band to play some old Italian music.
Dude, good pick. Oh, this is a good pick. Oh,
I love, and he's like, he's getting the bump, a bump, a bump, like he's getting the drums going, or and like the guy with the clarinet's like trying, and it turns into Pop Goes the Weasel, and he looks so pissed.
dude, because they're in fucking Nevada. Like,
Yeah, he's like,
yeah,
he's
that's such a good touch.
this old school, New York player who doesn't understand what his family's become, and is upset that Michael has all but abandoned the old ways that Vito was so proud of for his own advancement. And Frank in this moment is like, this is not what I signed up for. This is not the Corleone family that I love. And you see it in his eyes, you see it in his actions, and then later in his words where he straight up tells Michael, like, you know, you don't live in New York, you don't see what I see. Like, that's the beginning of those kind of thoughts coming out of Frank. And you can see it in Michael V. Gazzo's performance. And I love what that bit represents.
Gazzo is so good in this one. Oh boy.
Yeah. I'm almost glad that Clemenza said he wasn't going to come back, because if he had, we wouldn't have gotten this great character.
Yeah. It's everything happened for a reason with these movies. Yeah, he is excellent in this, and like on rewatch becomes like a fan favorite, because the voice and some of the outbursts that he has, and like right from the beginning, that is a really cool pick. So you're going with that. Pop Goes the Weasel.
Yeah, and he's just like, fucking, and like walks off just like, who fucking cares? And they just keep playing Pop Goes the Weasel. It's so offensive.
It's like, come on.
To a New York Italian capo to do that is like, I'm surprised he didn't have all those guys killed.
Yeah, if you're like on site, yeah. kill these motherfuckers. Oh, that's such a good pick. It's such a good like little thing again, like another decision, a actual movie making decision that is there for a reason. Yeah, love that pick. I didn't think about it because I love the score so much, but I love that you went, you took it there and kind of went outside the box. Damn. I have, you mentioned the waltz, the theme is just like, it's really hard not to go there. But if I had to go somewhere kind of unique, somewhere that is original, but also has this kind of like, well, I feel like I'm in 1917. It's when Vito's about to kill Don Fanucci.
The music playing in the festival. Oh,
so yeah, there's it's called Murder of Don Fanucci, and there's two parts on the actual score. So if you go on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, or however you listen to music, there's going to be two different tracks, and one of them is the festa music, just kind of like, it's complete opposite of what we're going through as viewers, because you're watching a guy just get ready to fucking murder somebody and really properly become Vito Corleone, and Don Vito and Don Corleone, that like you're watching him become Brando essentially. You're like, oh my god, De Niro, like, here he goes. And then there's music that plays. First off, put the towel on the gun. Jesus Christ, what a touch. And there's music that plays after he shoots him. That's the second part of the Murder of Don Fanucci. And those two together, that stretch of the movie, like, shame on me for not appreciating that stretch more than I did before. It's so good. It's so calculated. It's that, I'm gonna look you dead in the eye, and I'm gonna follow you, and I'm gonna wait. I plan this out, and I'm gonna fucking kill you. And not just like, kill you and like run away. I'm gonna like fucking rip apart the gun, throw it in different fucking little like gutters, and like, see you later, scotch free. Like, see you later. I own this town, and it's so fucking badass. Like, it's one of those kind of masculine like movie moments of like, this is why we watch gangster flicks, is for these moments.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, that whole sequence. I'll have some more to say later. That's
yes.
I love that sequence to death.
It's fucking sick. Yeah, I mean, oh man, De Niro, Oscar-winning performance here, and rightly so. He's just so good. Really, really crazy that Pacino lost and De Niro won, but we'll take what we can get. And how is John Cazale not in that fucking group? I'll never understand that.
I know. His whole speech, I was passed over. I'm like, you goddamn word, John. You goddamn word.
Yeah, and this is a proper segue. Let's talk about performance. What's your favorite?
dude, a favorite here is impossible. It's like, how do you do that? I don't have children, but it's like asking, who's your favorite kid? Is it Sonny, or is it Fredo? Is it Michael? Who is it? Not that that is who I'm going to name my kids after, but you never know. If I hook up with someone named Kay and they're a huge Godfather fan, we'll talk about it. But
yeah, we might even name one of them Tom Hagen. Who gives a shit?
no, I'll adopt an Irish kid and name him Tom Hagen.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, the level of performance in this movie is astonishing. Everybody is giving it like their career best, and picking a favorite. The instinct is to go Pacino. This might be his finest hour.
Yeah, come on, dude. Like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still haven't even written anybody down. But it's like it. We haven't really mentioned this yet, but we talked about it through text a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with these movies, they are built up like a motherfucker, and they have been built up for 50 years. Like every movie person is like, oh my god, greatest thing ever, greatest 1-2, greatest sequel, great best gangster flick, best performance ever by Pacino, best shit ever by Brando, like Francis Ford Coppola, all these things that just like okay, I get it, and then it's better than they said. It somehow meets those expectations and surpasses them in moments. And I think Pacino, what he's doing in specifically Godfather Part 2 is like, if you called that the greatest screen performance of all time, I'm not arguing. It's crazy what he does. The little it's like he's fucking conducting like a whole entire orchestra in his own in his own body. He the right the moment with him and Kay, the abortion scene. It's like, goodness. I mean, what the fuck? Like, first off, she is excellent.
Yeah,
Diane Keaton, underrated in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
But he does stuff with his eyes, with his face that's like
the quiver in his jaw, the absolute fucking rage consuming him.
Yes.
Jesus.
And then like scenes with Pat Geary at the beginning, that amazing scene. You olive oils, grease ball. Like
I don't want to spend a second here more than I have to.
Yeah, and Michael could right there just be like, fucking shoot this motherfucker, but instead he's just like, no, like I'm not going to accept that. And in fact, you're going to pay the gambling license. Like I'd like for you. He just plays it like, what the fuck? This guy's actually deranged. And then like my mind always moves as it does really fast. He did Serpico in between these movies. Like this guy is insane. This guy is absolutely insane. And I think that's the one that meets that standard of greatest. Everybody talks about it. Everything's the best. I think him specifically in this movie, Part 2, is the one thing that I'm like, yeah, like you cannot deny how powerful he is. And even then, I might choose John Cazale.
I didn't pick Pacino. I didn't. I love him to death in this movie, but there was another performance this time that stayed with me, that stuck with me, where I was like, wow.
Can I guess who it is?
Who is it?
Famous acting coach, Lee Strasberg.
Nope, not Strasberg.
Damn.
It's Michael V. Gazzo.
Oh, okay. We mentioned him, Frank
Pentangeli. I can't stop saying that. It's a fun fucking name to say. I love this guy. He's the last piece of Vito Corleone's regime. He's the last piece standing of that era. And
yeah,
Michael sees him very much as, small potatoes, an afterthought, an old relic who won't die. And Frank is hurt by that and misses having power and being somebody, and can't make decisions about his own family because they're going to affect Michael's shit. And you understand why he feels so betrayed when he, the attempted assassination goes down, even though that wasn't Michael. And his decision to flip. You know how hard it is to get an Italian, like a Sicilian, old world motherfucker to flip, to rat? The amount of pain he had to feel to do that and how just seeing his brother immediately turns him around to like, I can't do this in front of him. I love that. And then his decision ultimately to kill himself because he can't live with what he's done. And he knows that the only way his family won't be killed is if he goes out first. Like that guy, his story is like the D story of The Godfather 2, and it is so fascinating. Every time he's on screen, he's this like,
Yes.
forget about it, larger than life kind of, goofy dude, but he's masquerading so much fucking pain and struggle that all of that just is his defense mechanism of like, I'm fun, old Frank, But in reality, he's like, I used to be somebody and you took that away from me. Like,
Man,
I fucking love it.
Frankie Five Angels, baby. What a
Five
guy.
Angels.
Yeah, what a guy. That moment between him and Hagen is unbelievable. It's so good.
To tell a guy like that, like, hey, if you were really somebody, you would just kill yourself. Like to have a way to the way he describes it, like, hey, the Romans used to consider it an honor, and Frank's like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're saying here. I got you, Tom. Like just Frank with like no, he gets it. He understands how this all works. He understands he fucked up. There's no way back. This is it.
God, dude. Good pick. Personal. Yeah. Insightful. Yeah, I love that. I love that you call it the fourth, like the D story of the Godfather Part 2. And yeah, because I guess the main thing is, is Michael and Hyman Roth, and then Michael and Fredo. Right?
There's a huge stretch of the movie where he just disappears and you're not even thinking about it. Like, he didn't get killed by the Rosatos. That didn't go down the way it was supposed to go. But then Frank doesn't show up for another hour and a half. And you're just like, you're so focused on Hyman Roth. Like, even to us, he's an afterthought.
Yeah, dude. Good shit. Good shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm going just like with what I'm like, I mean, the guy that just makes me like brings me to tears, it's Cazale. It's John Cazale. Like,
yep.
The banana daiquiri scene.
Uh,
the scene where he tells him, I don't like ever want to see you again. If you're going to come to visit mom, tell me a day before so I will not be here. To the fit, of course, the fishing scene. Like, I mean, he just like Fredo, he breaks my heart with a lot, lack of better term. Like, I love him. I love him so much. Even in the first movie, he doesn't get as much, obviously, like screen time and as much, prevalence in the story.
Yeah.
Even then though, I love him. I just love Fredo. He's my guy, and I love the Vegas stuff when he's just kind of like, what the fuck have you been doing here? Like, fuck Mo Green.
You don't talk to a man like Mo Green like that.
Yeah. You want to buy me out?
I buy you out. Like,
yeah,
oh my God. There's a moment I noticed something really cool. And if I hadn't had the Frank Pentangeli, I just want to say it one more time, music part, this is what I would have chosen. There's music playing when Michael arrives in Cuba. That is this like, kind of droning, foreboding theme. And at first I was like, oh, that's, clearly that's Hyman Roth's theme. And it's like, then the same music's playing when Fredo is executed in the boat. And I'm like, no, that was Fredo's theme. That was Fredo's music. That was Michael seeing his brother. And that's letting us know this relationship is going to end in blood.
Yes.
Like, Nino fucking Rota. My God.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Nino Rota and all these people that that work on this movie. It's not just these performers. It's not just Francis Ford Coppola. You need a team. You need people working around the clock.
Need a family.
Yeah, just everyone is batting 1,000% the entire time, and that's how you get stuff like this. This doesn't just because the director is good, or it comes from a good book. Pacino's great in it.
Yeah,
it's like no, all like 1,000 people that have any part. Whoever was on makeup and hairstyling or production design or whatever, and said, I think Fredo should like just have this stash. Like, and I think he should look. That stash gives him a more like, oh, he's like been doing more like random shit for Michael these years, that we've like missed out on. Yeah. It gives him this like extra like, he's like a little older. You know, he's gone through a little bit more. Like something that little as facial hair like changes the entire character. You know, for me as a viewer, because I love decisions like that.
Well, it looks so out of place. Like you look at the rest of Michael's family, and they're so clean cut and clean shaven. Like they're businessmen. Fredo's the class clown. He's the black sheep. He's this goofy, you know, waste of space really to everybody. You know, they're like, oh, we need someone to show so and so a good time in Miami, and give him the Fredo. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
he's never going to get an important job. He was passed over. You know, he was next in line after Sonny, but nobody was like, oh, put the family in Fredo's hands. Nobody even thought that. It was never even entertained.
yeah. Yeah. Like moments before that, you know, not moments, but earlier in Godfather One, when the scene happens where Vito's like, yeah, you know, and Michael's gonna take over. Fredo is the one who left him alone buying fruit when he got shot. Like, Fredo, you make massive, massive mistakes. Like, you make horrible decisions over and over. And so, yeah, you're the guy who's gonna go out to Vegas for. We don't care. Go out to Vegas for a few years and just fucking, you know, do whatever.
It's since become kind of a pop culture, thing. Like, if someone's a fuck up, you're like, oh, you're Fredo. It's
Yeah,
That's got a sting. And even in the movie, like the whole reason he ends up betraying Michael was because he wanted Michael to fucking notice him.
yeah, dude. The banana daiquiri scene when he's like, God, why couldn't we have spent more time like this? It's like,
In that moment, he's like,
oh,
I put a hit out on you, Michael, and I wish I hadn't done that. That's what he's saying.
yeah,
Like, Jesus.
yeah.
Oh,
And Michael's like, drink up because I'm like, you're gonna die. You know, like I know. I only need like one little extra thing to hear from Johnny Ola, and
yeah.
and you're dead.
When they're
Like,
watching what I assume was a sex show with a dude with a giant cock, I assume that's what that was.
yeah, crazy stuff going on in Cuba. Yeah,
When Fredo's like, "Oh, Johnny Ola showed me this," after he'd said they'd never met, and Michael just his eyes like immediately to Fredo, and they just are like burning holes in his jacket. Like,
locked.
why? Like, he's saying with that, like, why? Like, no, not you. Like, there's so much conflict. It's like, you bastard, but you're my brother, and all that's just in his fucking eyes. It's all that
Yep.
at the same time, man. Oh,
Yeah, it's so good. Pacino, what a dog.
Cazale is one of the most overlooked pieces of these two films, and I'm glad you picked him because someone had to choose Fredo. It certainly wasn't going to be his dad. It certainly wasn't going to be his brother.
It's gonna be us. You know, I almost, you know, really Cazale and the other guy that's like, I mean, we just don't talk about him enough is Duvall, Robert Duvall, Tom Hagen. Um, when he does the bit where he's like, why do you have to hurt me? You know,
Yeah.
it's like you know, this is the first time I noticed this bit, and maybe you knew this before, but when he comes back from Cuba, Michael, and he's talking with Tom, and he's like, da da da, how's this going? And he's like, oh, hey, you know, Kay, she had a miscarriage. In that moment, Michael knows, okay, he's telling me this. Tom's like the guy I trust the most. He's really like my brother. This and that. And then the abortion scene happens with Kay when she's like, open your eyes, you're blind. It was an abortion, just like this marriage is an abortion. Great bit from Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
That's when Michael's like, oh, he knew. That motherfucker Tom Hagen knew that she got an abortion because I mean, think about it, dude. It's fucking like what, 1959? Like,
Yeah.
you can't, you know, getting abortion's a big deal. Like, it's really hard to do. And like, surely Hagen's the guy who knows everybody, has like all the really good relationships, like Vito had with everybody.
Yeah.
Hagen's the guy people actually want to have a cup of coffee with, and like hang out and talk business, talk about life, talk about how the kids, you know, how's this going? You know, Hagen's the guy that people actually like, you know, from this Corleone family now that Vito's gone. And so Michael knows after she tells him that, like, oh, and that's why he starts treating him like dog shit. Like, and he's just being a dick to him when they're like in meetings. He's just being a fucking little asshole to Tom Hagen, who's been there for him, who's been the most loyal to him the whole time. He just made a decision that had to be made for Kay.
Yeah.
And oh man, it's such like a layered thing. Like, oh, dude, like Robert Duvall plays that stuff so well. Like, he's just underrated. Duvall. I love Tom Hagen.
Well, one thing that we learned that I picked up on more this time watching this movie was Michael never escaped his father's shadow. He never escaped Sonny's shadow. He was never supposed to do this.
Mm.
And he was never strong enough to do this. The family under his tenure collapsed. They
Yes.
lost all their political power. They lost all of their respect in New York. They moved to fucking Nevada. Like, he lost. And the whole movie is Michael scrambling to get any of that power back, no matter who he has to get in bed with to do it. That's what the whole Hyman Roth thing was about. And Hagen knows this the whole time. Hagen was the true, successor to Vito Corleone. Hagen understood the business. He understood the family. He knew what this was and how to maintain it, but he didn't have the power or the Italianness to be able to do that. And that was going to be what Godfather 3 was about. The war between Michael and Tom Hagen, who formed his own family out of spite. But they wouldn't pay Duvall what he wanted, so they had to cut that whole thing.
Could have been the greatest trilogy of
They
all
were
time.
clearly building that up. And yeah, that's a betrayal that Michael never would have forgiven. But also, Hagen was the only one Kay could go to for that, because he was the only one who wouldn't like beat the shit out of her or kill her for even suggesting that.
Yeah. God, what a complex guy, Tom Hagen.
Right?
Oh,
He seems like he has a moral compass, but he's also the consigliere for these fucking killers. He's done
yeah.
horrible things for them. He's the guy who put the horse head in the wolf's bed in the first movie. Like, he's a monster too. Just like, it's almost like his conscience isn't entirely buried like the rest of the
Yeah, dude. God, that horse scene is so fucking good. When Brianna went back to the Academy Museum, they had that fucking horse head.
I'm so jealous you guys got to see the Godfather sets. Like, oh my God.
Dude. Fucking A, man. I mean, yeah, Brianna was just like, God, you're such a dude, because I'm just like, oh, there's fucking Pacino's pants from Godfather Party, oh my God, that's the fucking typewriter, like all this just shit, it's just fucking movie props that I'm like, oh my God, like, can you believe it? She's like, yeah, I mean, I believe it. Oh, it's a fucking horse head, like, oh, Tom Hagen's the man, like. and Jeremy got to see that room. My brother Jeremy went there a couple months after me, and that exhibit was still up. And he called me and was like, "Yeah, that was pretty sick." Like, because you just you never think you're gonna see stuff like that, and when it happens, even as a grown ass adult, you're like, I can become a kid for a little bit, and obsessed over this stuff. So I'll never forget that. That was really cool. But God, I wish you would have been there with me, man. You would have appreciated it just as much, or if not more than me. So yeah, it was really cool.
We would have been high-fiving the whole time.
Yeah, just like sick. Yeah. Yeah, because it is such a fucking dudes, movie. Both of them, they're just like, they're such like a proper like gangster, like epic, same as like Goodfellas, right? Just, how can you not love this? It's just so, there's so much to it. But I stand by it, so I don't really give a shit. All right, let's talk about best scene, favorite scene. What do you got?
Real quick, I do want to just one line I do love from
have at it.
It's Michael to I think his killer guy, and he's talking about Fredo. He just says nothing happens to him while my mother's alive.
Oh, such a good cold
fucking, oh my God, I got chills. It was like, oh, what a horrible thing to say. Like, we're gonna kill Fredo. I just don't want to deal with my mother's tears. God damn,
dude. Oh man, I heard one guy. I can't remember what it was. It was either a podcast or like some kind of interview. I was listening to this guy. He writes about movies, and he was talking about that guy, like his dude, basically like a serial killer. He's like, yeah, I'll go to Cuba with you. I think I have the perfect turtleneck for that. Because he just got, it's so obvious he's up to no good when they're in Cuba because he's got like a black turtleneck on. Like, who the fuck wears that in Cuba? Like,
Yeah, it's what Archer refers to as the tactile neck.
it's so good. Such a good bit. And then he was saying, like, hey, Michael, maybe send him some fucking backup. When he's going to like the hospital.
Yeah.
It's just it's so funny. It's fun to pick nits with movies that you love, like even just kind of you should be able to do that, almost like make fun of the things you really care about. Because everything's always gonna have like little tiny things you can say about it.
Yeah, I'm like the only person on earth who really enjoyed the Godfather 2 video game they made.
Yeah, I never played that.
You play as like a guy who's up and coming in the Corleone crime family and like starts your own kind of mini family, and you're like an underboss, and you
Sounds sick.
you have to kill Hyman Roth, and like you have to take over bits in Cuba, and it was fun. I like that. And Michael would show
Yeah.
up from time to time and be like, "You're doing good for the family," and it was neat.
Well done. Yeah. That's great. Oh, hell
My
yeah.
favorite scene is Vito chasing down Finucci at the parade. That whole segment.
Okay. I figured you were gonna double back. Okay.
From just from the bit of he goes into Finucci's restaurant and just puts the money down, and Finucci just doesn't even look at it, just puts his hat on it and says, "Feels like there's $100 under my hat."
Mm.
And he lifts his like, "Oh, I was right." Just some culture, and Vito being like, "Don't worry about it. I'm good for it," knowing full well he's about to kill this guy. And Panucci walking through the parade, the music, the super Italian, like the way he's walking like he's fucking king of the universe in this
Yeah.
white suit with a cape. Like,
Yeah, and you hear people like Fanucci. Yeah.
and he's just like doing the hand thing and just and he goes into that, yeah, and Vito's just following him on the rooftops. He grabs the gun from the hiding place. The towel is such a nice touch.
Oh yeah.
The
So
light
cool.
bulb. So Finucci's a little distracted, and then Vito just walks right up to him, doesn't say a fucking word. Just one in the chest, another in the cheek, one more in the mouth. Takes his pocketbook and ditches the gun. Don Finucci is no more. Don Corleone is what is left.
Such a sick moment. Like the stakes. The stakes feel so high in that
And,
moment.
and Finucci's reaction of like, I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, like, oh, it's you.
I've been harassing people in this neighborhood for such a long time. I never once thought one of them would be upset about it. And it's phenomenal. His death is so the gun in the mouth and the fucking blast is so. How they do that without hurting him?
I don't know, man. I love those touches, man. You mentioned the light bulb. I think that's a really underrated, and that's where we haven't mentioned him yet. But that's where one of the heroes of this movie is Gordon Willis, the cinematographer. Just like, oh man, dude, some of the shit he makes Tahoe look more interesting than ever. Like, and he does stuff specifically in the kind of flashback scenes that are, man, this. You mentioned earlier, like this could be its own movie, and it really is amazing how different he makes these two vibes feel when really they're 40 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a huge length of time, but he really makes you feel like you're all right. Let's put the Vito cap on. All right, let's go back to Michael. Let's go back to Vito. I don't know. The pace of it's so fucking wild, but I really love it.
Did you?
That's a great scene.
Have you ever seen the Godfather saga?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah. You know what that is, right?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I should,
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the Godfather saga was a version of both films that was aired as a single entity on TV, but it was aired chronologically. So it began with young Vito in Ellis Island, and then growing up into De Niro, and then Godfather 1, and then Godfather 2, which is such a neat way to watch these. I'd love to watch. If I have to piecemeal it together myself, I will, but I want to watch them in that order.
Yeah. Wait, so you haven't yet?
No, I've never done it that way.
I feel like I need to as just a fan. I also feel like I need to read the fucking
I have
material.
I have read the book. I have read the book, and it's
Okay.
fucking fantastic. There's a lot more time dedicated to Santino's huge cock, but other than that, I mean,
Yeah,
seriously, like
Sonny.
Sonny's huge dick and
Sonny.
his quest to find a woman with a vagina big enough to accommodate him is way more of the book than you would expect.
Well, Sonny's my favorite character of the whole thing. James Caan's my favorite.
The
He
book,
gives me the most interesting performance to me of the whole thing.
oh, he was fascinating. The book is the first movie and the De Niro flashback scenes of the second. So all of the Michael and Cuba Hyman Roth stuff was original content from Coppola and
Okay.
Mario
Okay.
Puzo. But the book is very good read. I read it in high school, and it's a thick book, but you get fucking engrossed. It is so good. And
Hell yeah. Yeah, I need to do that.
funny story, after Mario Puzo, he wrote the screenplays for the first two Godfathers with Coppola. He had never had any training writing screenplays. He just kind of did that on the fly. So after he wrote the Godfathers, he thought, I should probably learn how to write a screenplay, which is hilarious to me. And he bought a book, and the book said, if you want to be a good screenwriter, the first thing you should do is watch The Godfather.
That's brilliant. Oh man. Uh,
So I don't think he finished reading the book. I hope he realized, like, I think I know what I'm doing.
yeah. 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 I got it. Oh man. We'll never have a moment like that. Well, maybe. You never know.
Yeah. What is your scene?
you know, think about it all day. I have to go with so there's meaning behind it. I'll say it's the meeting in Cuba between Michael and Hyman Roth, and it's when Hyman Roth has his like shirt. He like has no shirt on, and you have this really interesting like bit of dialogue between the two, and Michael's like, who fucking killed Frankie,
Uh, I'm
and
so glad
he's
you picked this. I was hoping one of us was going to bring this up.
and he's fucking with him, right?
Yeah.
And this is a like full on chess match between the two. And what Hyman Roth decides to say, and again, this is Lee Strasberg. This is not an actor per se. This is like one of the great acting coaches of all time, probably like one of the top five, like most renowned. Like, he guided so many amazing performers.
Well, he only agreed to be in this after Pacino like sent him a letter and basically begged him.
Yes, correct. And initially, I don't know if you know this, but I found out, I was reading about it today, and I was like, wow, that would have been something. Francis Ford Coppola met with Elia Kazan for this role
Oh,
as Hyman Roth. In the meeting that they had, they were hanging out, and Elia Kazan was wearing no shirt. and Francis is like, why? This is so odd. Like, this is such like a professional, like serious proposal I have for him. Like, I want him to play this role. Of course, he turns it down, right?
yeah.
But in this meeting, he's like, nah. But like, I can suggest people. I can say this. I can say that. But Elia is the one who planted the seed of you should get someone who's not an actor per se. And that's of course where Pacino comes in and is like, I want him. I want this guy that has taught me and so many other people how to really do this thing. It's like a huge part of acting. And to have those two going toe to toe, maybe the greatest screen performance of all time, with a guy who has taught so many of the greatest screen performers of all time, going toe to toe. And what Hyman Roth, his bit of dialogue is so fucking cool. And it's the Mo Green bit.
Oh my god.
And he says, because Michael wants to know. Michael wants to know, the Rosado brothers, who did this, who did that, who gave the order. And Hyman Roth's response is not like, oh, I did this, I did that. He just tells him a story. He says, there was this kid I grew up with. He was younger than me. Sort of looked up to me, We did our first work together. Worked our way out of the street. Things were good. We made the most of it. During Prohibition, we ran molasses into Canada. Made a fortune. Your father, too. As much as anyone, I loved him and trusted him. Later on, he had an ideal to build a city out of a desert stopover for GIs on the way to the West Coast. The kid's name is Mo Green. and the city he invented was Las Vegas. This was a great man, a man of vision and guts, and there isn't even a plaque, a signpost, or a statue of him in that town. Someone put a bullet through his eye. No one knows who gave the order. When I heard it, I wasn't angry. I knew Mo. I knew he was headstrong, talking loud, saying stupid things. So when he turned up dead, I let it go. And I said to myself, this is the business we've chosen. I didn't ask who gave the order because it had nothing to do with the business. Oh man. That is like, oh, that is such a cool scene. So rewarding on rewatch. So rewarding if you know what's going down, you know?
My
You know the stakes between these two guys.
my favorite bit of that is if you're a fan, which is, obviously if you're watching this, you probably are. You remember the first movie. So as soon as he
Yep.
says Mo Green, your asshole clenches up. And you're
Yep.
like, oh shit. What does he know and what's he gonna do? And I love that, I know no one knows who gave the order. My ass, Hyman Roth. You know exactly who gave the order and you know why. Like, but like you said, this is the business we've chosen. He's basically warning him, like, if you pursue this, I'm gonna pursue that. So why don't we just not talk about it?
Drop it. Yeah. It's his way of saying drop it. And then he also follows it up with like, you know, well, before all that, he says like, I have a hunch, or I have my sixth sense is telling so cool. My sixth sense is telling me that Fredo brought a bag of money. Oh, like fucking shit, dude. This guy rules. Oh man. And then, if the 2 million's on my table, I know I have a partner. If it's not, oh,
It's war, basically. Like,
God.
yeah. Michael's in over his head. He's not old school. Like, Vito could handle this. Michael can't. This is the first time I've ever seen Michael Corleone as this insecure little boy playing in his dad's shoes. I've never seen that before. I've never seen Michael as that before. And it's so cool to have that kind of new image of the movie.
Yeah, he's like, bear with me. He's kind of like fucking Tommy Callahan trying to do his dad's sales trip. It's like this. You ain't Big Tom. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you can take a good look at your butcher by sticking your head up a bull's ass, but no, it's got to be your bull.
I'd rather take a butcher's word for it. Yeah. Don't take shit from nobody. Oh man, I think the scenes between Hyman Roth, I've never loved them, as much as I do now between Lee and Al, Michael and Hyman Roth. It's just the best stuff of the movie for me. And of course I picked Fredo. I love the banana daiquiri scene. I love the scene as dark as it is and as sad as it is. Fredo has really found his footing and his purpose as being the cool uncle.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like this, I don't need to be in the business. I could be someone who watches over Michael's kids as he's being a madman. I can really like help raise them the right way. I could teach them like what it's like to just be like a nice person, have a good heart, right?
Yeah.
And just fucking takes that away from him. Like, oh my God.
The scene where he finally, vents about his frustrations with Michael after Michael reveals, like, I know what you did. And Fredo's like, I'm your older brother and I was passed over, I'm smart. I can do things. Like the way his voice is cracking, like even he doesn't really believe that. It's like when you've been told you're a worthless piece of shit your whole life, you start to believe it. And Fredo is, he knows he can't do this, but he would have liked to have been fucking asked.
Correct. Yeah. Just be a part of it. Right. Be at the table.
And Michael ignores it. He just straight up asks, like, what is he? He just keeps asking his questions. He doesn't even listen to Fredo's problems. And then ultimately says, like, you are dead to me. I never want to see you again. Like, damn, man.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. God, what a movie, I mentioned earlier, I think I almost chose it as my favorite scene. I almost see it as like it's its own entity. It's like Godfather Part 2B, like it's its own. It's like a short. It's like a short that is just as good as the two movies, and it's the flashback scene to when Michael tells them that he's enlisted.
Ah, yeah.
Because right there, you find out everything you need to know. I mean, everything about who Sonny is, about who Tom is, about who Fredo is, and who Michael is, and who Vito is without even fucking seeing him. Like how like high on a pedestal this guy is as their dad. That even when they all fucking get up and they just like sucking the thumb, right? They're so entranced by him and his power and like, oh, this is dad, this is pops, this is who has given us this life that we don't realize is fucked up. We don't even need to see Vito. We don't even need to see Marlon Brando. We had that in the first movie, so we know what he looks like, right? We know like the presence he has. With Sonny, the way he treats Michael when he says that he's gonna do this thing, he's gonna enlist, he's gonna do what he wants to do. Sonny's like, you're a fucking idiot, you're stupid. Tom is more just like, man, like, really? Like, your dad had plans for you. Like, damn. And Fredo's like, good for you, man. Like, yeah, like, all right, you're gonna do great, Michael.
Aw.
And then Michael stays at the table while they all get up, and Michael does the like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And even when he comes back, he does his thing. He becomes a war hero, and he comes back. He still plays by the rules that he wants to play by, and it fucks him up, man. Like, it just completely fucks him up. And that final shot at the end of the movie when he's clearly older and he's just hanging out at the compound is like, wow. Like, even like 3 seconds of looking at him just kind of with his hand on his head, like looking out in the distance, looking out at the lake, is like all we need to know. So when this movie ends, you're like, you just want to applaud. Even if you're watching it at home by yourself, you're like, Jesus Christ, like this is how you make movies, man. It's so good. And like, it just really clicked with me. We got to hammer that home, that we're both just like, wow, this really is that good. It really is that good.
One other thing about that scene is it crushes you to find out that Sonny is the one who introduced Connie to Carlo.
Dude, yeah, there you go. Great, yes. Good call. God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
And he's so like fucking misogynistic, Sonny. He's so like,
all of
go over there, go over there in the fucking kitchen and wait, that boy's gotta talk.
Well, all of that, and that's what ultimately gets Sonny killed. Is Sonny beats the shit out of Carlo, so Carlo goes to Barzini to bitch and has Sonny killed. If he'd never introduced that piece of shit to his sister, none of that would have happened, and this all would have gone the way it was supposed to.
Oh yeah, dude. Sonny, fucking Sonny, man. Yeah. He's James Caan is so fucking good in the first one. He just fits right in. But you can feel him still. That's one of the things I love about, you feel everybody, like their presence through the movie. You're thinking about them. You're thinking about the first movie. You're thinking about how it affects the second movie. Like, it's really crazy. It's just this one big 6.5 hour like masterpiece, and I love it to death.
Yeah, it's almost like Michael's wearing, like, it's almost like his clothes don't fit right because they're not supposed to be his clothes. The Godfather is supposed to be Sonny right now. He's supposed to be the one wearing these suits, making these deals, protecting the family. Not supposed to be Michael. Never was supposed to be Michael. That's why it all doesn't work. The wrong guy, wrong kid died.
Yeah. I mean, hate to say it, right? Yeah, I mean, and really, none of them three possess. They all have like a strength of Vito's, but they don't have all of them. None of them have all of them.
Yeah.
Connie, Fredo, Sonny, and Michael. Like, none of them contain everything that Vito has. Like, the balls, the presence, the personable side of, like right from the very beginning, we hear him say, like, you never, invite me over for a cup of coffee. Like, this guy wants to hang out. He wants to be loved. He wants to love on you.
That's what Fredo got.
Yeah, yes, that's what Fredo has. That's what Tom Hagen has a little bit of. But like, Michael and Sonny do not have that. They do not have that quality.
Sonny's got the balls. Michael's got the brains.
Yep.
But they both don't have. They needed to be a family. They needed to do this together. God damn it, Carlo, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, God, Carlo is such a
fucking
piece
Salazzo,
of shit.
Fucking Barzini, Tessio, all you motherfuckers wrecked this and destroyed the Corleones. Oh,
Oh, God, dude. I just want to go back now. I just watched both. I told you, I was like, dude, I can't watch the second one without I just can't. Like, I can't do it. As if I don't know what happens in the first one. Like, I need to do it for my own sanity. And so I just watched them like I'm back. I watched them one night, the next night, and it's like, God damn it. It's hard not to be that guy. Who's just like, Godfather. Like, this is the greatest shit ever. But it really is. It really is.
There's nothing wrong with getting on board the hype train when the hype train is fucking real. There really is nothing wrong with that. A good movie is a good movie. Up. Doesn't matter how many people are saying it's good. What matters at the end of the day is that it's fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've always struggled with like, that like Goodfellas has the same exact quality. People are just like, oh, I mean, it's just hands down a total masterpiece. And you're like, I mean, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I can't fucking, I can't argue. I just can't. I have nothing to, there's no rebuttal.
I don't want to live in a world where I don't enjoy The Godfather or Goodfellas. Like, why would I want that? Why would I want to actively not enjoy these incredible works of art?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Some of the greatest shit ever. Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, this is an absolute blast. I mean, obviously, this is nice and long episode, but it requires it. And there's honestly more shit in the movie that we just don't have time for, but it's that long. It's 3.5 hours. It's got that much juice to it. It's got the back and forth. Oh my God. How did we not mention, hold on. How did we not mention when Vito goes and fucking kills Don Cicio? And he's like rips his stomach open.
Antonio Andolini, and this is for him. Yeah, what a horrific way to kill somebody. Just
dude,
slices them open.
And it's like this big Italian stomach, just getting fucking just wrecked. Oh, I've always thought that scene was just like, wow, that is a Vito scene. That's like, I'm young, I have balls, like I'm fucking ready to kill people to get where I want to be.
Harshest moment for me is right at the beginning when his mom is begging Don Chichi for her only son's life, her 9-year-old son, and he's just like, no. And she grabs a knife and says, like, run, Vito, and they just blow her the fuck away with shotgun blasts, and Vito takes off. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, and she actually like goes back like a few feet.
It's so jarring. You're almost like, what did that just happen?
Yeah, no wonder,
born in blood. The Corleone family was born in blood and it died in blood.
Yep. Man. Brutal stuff. Yeah, I can't believe we hadn't mentioned that part yet. That's a I mean the whole Vito storyline is just so well done. And that was always my gripe with it, was the pacing just felt off. But this time it's like, no, I kind of like how like wild it is, how much of a roller coaster it is. And that makes it more rewarding, if you really get on board and just buy the ticket, take the ride.
Watching Vito very coolly and very calculatingly build his family, know exactly what he wants, know exactly who to take out and when to take them out. Everything was planned. There was no emotion in anything Vito Corleone ever did. See that coupled with his son's just absolute mangling of so many important moments in the family's life. You need that. You need to see you need to see this done right so you can recognize that it's being done wrong.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said, man. Yeah, De Niro and Brando, they did it the best.
Yeah, one of the few times that two separate actors have won Oscars for playing the same character.
Yeah. Yeah, and two of the GOATs, two of the best guys ever. Insane that they got those two guys to be playing the same character in back-to-back movies 2 years apart. It's just wild. That's unheard of shit, man. Yeah, this is one of those movies, man. You don't want to end the episode because you're in a special place talking about a special movie, but
I know I'm enjoying this so much.
Unfortunately, it has to come to an end at some point, man. And here's the thing: is our next episode is no slouch. The next Filmgazm is another one where we could talk for hours about it, man. And it's a 5-year anniversary episode, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is we've been at this for a while. We've made so much content just for our own benefit. If you listen to it, great, but really we're doing this for us, just enjoying these conversations.
Yeah, just it's just a way to just fucking unleash
Pretty much.
fucking your thoughts on a movie. And I love Godfather Part 2 even more now. But after talking to it with you. Yes, 5-year anniversary. Really special. We've kind of had this like running like inside joke of like redoing a certain movie that we did that you did the very first episode.
Yeah.
And we're gonna fucking do it, man.
Yeah. It's
1980.
Yep.
1980, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. What is this, the third, fourth time? Like,
I think, yeah. So I did it the first time on my own for the first episode.
yes,
We did it for the 2nd-year anniversary, me and you, and
yes.
that was it. Then, yeah.
Okay, so this is number 3.
It's the 3rd time. Yeah. Caleb's excited because he finally gets to talk about this movie.
It's the Shining. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. That's gonna be really cool. That's just obviously a very special movie to horror fans and to genre fans. So doing it as Filmgazm's kind of Filmgazm podcast, 5-year anniversary is really wild to think about that this started 5 years ago. But here we are, man, and to be able to do a very special movie is gonna be great. I can't wait to hear Caleb. I haven't really dissected Caleb's thoughts about The Shining, so I'm pumped for that. You and I know each other, like we know exactly what we love about The Shining. We'll just let him fucking go. So I can't wait, man. But next week we'll have another really fun. It'll be the last like kind of Oscar-y Filmgazm bonus next Friday. I'm very stoked for that. That's also going to be a nice long one. We're bringing the pain on that one. It's going to be the last one right before. That'll be Friday, and then the Oscars are Sunday. So we're trying to go out with a bang and have some fun. Get everybody amped up for Oscar weekend by shouting out some amazing movies. So I can't wait for that, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. The thing you've got in mind is really creative, and I'm psyched to start doing that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you kind of, the movies you pick, the movies I pick, and how we kind of, match them up. It's going to be an absolute blast. But stick with us. We got great stuff on Wednesday, great stuff on Friday planned, and we'll see you very soon.